It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood.
Yes, people, and big up again to all of you. It's a good day. It's a very good day to be a Chelsea fan. I do hope you're all doing well. Once again, welcome to the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're doing well. We've done it. The set is complete. We've won all European trophies that's ever existed. All of them, four of them in total. But if we're counting just one per category or type, it was a good day. And what a way to win it after conceding first for the entirety of the first half. And then 60th minute before we start actually scoring goals. It was a brilliant win. Couldn't be happier. But at any time, never was I at any time concerned that we were going to lose that game. No, I wasn't. Even when we were still one goal down after the half, I told people, calm down. We're still winning this. Yeah. What a way to do it. And that win will go a long way for these kids. They will that's how you could argue how you inculcate or maybe develop a winning mentality, and they did it in style. A lot of people didn't give us a chance. You hear the pundits speak, and I know a lot of content creators that were having a laugh, discussing how Pellegrini and Betis, how they will smash us. That we've been meeting smaller teams, even though we scored more goals against them than we scored against some of the teams we met. Yeah, before the final. Nobody gave us a chance. And now that we won it, they're trying to downplay it. I think, was it Jamie O'Hara or who saying give me a break or something to that effect? Look, we won it, we don't care. And that's something I saw online that I liked the most. Who was it that was saying something to the effect of, if you ever like, if they like, let them introduce a new lower category trophy. We'll find a way to stoop low to win it. But congratulations to us, we did it. We qualified for the Champions League. Also won the Europa Conference League. That's not easy. Not a lot of people gave us a chance. I know a lot that are actually my friends that didn't believe we're capable of winning it. Well, that didn't even believe we'll finish in top five, let alone top four. But we did it. We won it all. Yep, we won it all. We are back. I wouldn't say that we're not quite there yet. The kids, they're still developing, but yeah, the signs are good. I've always told people, even when we were losing games, that I'm seeing progress. But of course, it's difficult to explain the sort of progress you're seeing when you lost, when we were losing games at the time. But I'm just happy. The future is bright. I really wanted to keep Jackson. I think Jackson stays, irrespective of the fact that we're looking for strikers. That doesn't mean Jackson leaves. Jackson can play on the flanks, and his profile as things stand, it seems as if the first person signing will see through the door will most definitely be Liam Delap. Delap's profile is different from that of Nicolas Jackson, so we can have them both. Even if we end up signing Ekitike, the Ekitike would be a good competition for Nicolas Jackson. So yeah, and we're a big club. That's what big clubs do. But should we sign Ekitike? Definitely, we're selling one of our wingers. Yep. We might actually not need not sell Nkunku or sell any of our players because we signed Ekitike. That's because Christopher Nkunku definitely will be leaving the club, and it looks like the same will be the case for João Felix. But I do not know. But more importantly, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go on a long way. Yeah, two excellent assists. Actually, you turned it up towards the end of the game. So yeah, big up to you too, Toby. Ooh, everyone, coach up the Chelsea. We are the champions of Europe. Yep, it's simple. Nobody can downplay that. They can downplay it however they want. It is what it is. We are the champions of Europe, irrespective of what anybody thinks, and we did it in style. And I'm quite sure a lot of them were praying for us to lose that game. But here's the thing: even though we won, we ended up uh, uh, equalizing the goal, and winning it by three goal margin, they still find a way to downplay, to say, yeah, we're crap, we're lucky, all this. But I don't care. We won. Let's see, Code Palmer. We're not back yet. No, we're not. We're not quite there. Still a long way to go, but the signs are good. We're making good progress, immense progress. You could say deserves winning, and the spirit was high. Yep. The Prince is here. The spirit was high. The players didn't look as if they were going to lose that game. And here's the thing: those that were concerned when we considered, and were concerned because we didn't get an equalizing goal during the first half period and onto the 60th minute or so, you haven't. I don't know if they've not been paying attention to the fact that we do play better in the second half. Why? Because Maresca has proven that once he sees a problem, once he makes changes, he solves that problem. In majority of the games we won this past season. Some of them, a lot of them, we won in the second half, or we won after he made changes. He's good. He reads the game very well. And there's something that Levi Kowa said. You need to go listen to it. This Enzo Maresca is actually a genius. He's a tactical genius. If you don't believe that's the case, that's your opinion. But in my opinion, he's a tactical genius. Levi Kowa did say something to the effect of that suggests he intentionally left them on the bench to bring them on to win the game. Because as they were on the bench, they were watching the game, watching where the spaces are. Respect to that man. I know a lot of people still don't respect him, but I strongly believe he's going to shock them. And I don't. One thing I haven't done since is follow managers blindly. What happened here? Why did that delete? Please, what's his name? Disability Awareness Siaka. Use only 3 emojis. If you use more than 3, the machine that's policing the chat will delete your messages. So I don't follow managers blindly. I try the best I can to speak objectively. Um, for instance, I give Poch time. But even before that time came, I decided no, he's not the guy. But in Enzo Maresca, I haven't seen anything that suggests he's not the guy for the job. Do I think it's perfect? No. I have there are things that he did that I didn't like. And I've talked about it quite a lot on the channel, but I'm not going to talk about that today. We're here to celebrate. The Prince is here, like the band will say. Big up to you too. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. All the rival fans can hold that. Even our own fans, actually, some of our own fans didn't want us to win this, and I'm serious. But the mistake I made when I was seeing those comments or posts on X that suggest they actually want the club to fail so they can say, I told you, or so that it can be proven right. I did take screenshots. Some of them I can't find right now, unfortunately. Some of them, the truth remains, our own fans, some of our fans wanted us to lose that game. But that's by the way, I'll find a way to dig them all up. We backed them, yeah. Here's some theory, actually. People aren't paying attention. I think it's the year of the animals. Not necessarily the year of the birds. Real Betis had no animal on their logo. We had an animal, a lion, actually. So people were busy posting, changing logo to a bird. No, I didn't buy that idea. I said, okay, it's the year of the animal. Birds are animals, and we have an animal on our own logo, which is even stronger than birds. But that's, by the way, that's just a theory that fans did have fun with it, and I liked it. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Anything else to read? Opponent teams were happy in the first half. Yeah, they were, but I wasn't concerned one bit. I knew we were going to win that game, and I was just happy the first half ended 1-0. They didn't score more, and my oh my, kudos to Jorgensen. He was just brilliant. You can't argue if it wasn't for Jorgensen's brilliance, the first half could have ended with us trailing by 3 goals or even 4. But he was brilliant when called upon. He was there. The saves were just delicious, really. Yep. 50-50. Let's see what else we have here. Jackson apologizes and accept. I moved on from those from that red card even um, before we qualified before we qualified for the next edition of the Champions League. I moved on from that. I was just concerned that the fans will they that if we end up not qualifying, then the fans they're not going to forgive him. Yeah. No, Nico was but at least the goal was great. Honestly, I'd take him. I'd take that goal. I think you could argue that was a nail on the coffin before extra nail from Jadon Sancho and Cole Palmer. Jadon Sancho and Moises Caicedo. Good morning to you two DJs. Woo! Big up to you, DJ. I appreciate you finding the time to join us this particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. Did you travel for the game? We're linked to Gyökeres. We're linked to a lot of players. Here's what makes me happy. If the case is that it has to be one of Gyökeres, Liam Delap, Hugo Ekitike, Delap isn't my first choice. Not even the second choice. But I'm hearing that it's gonna it will end up being Delap and one other striker. That makes me happy. Honestly, Delap, he has the potential, and as I've told people, the reason he's not my first choice isn't that he's not the good player. He's the potential, just like Benjamin Sesko is a potential. Even Hugo Ekitike is a potential. So my argument has always been, if we sign him, he's not quite there yet. That you'd say if we sign him, we definitely will be contending for the title next season. So, but that's just by the way. You're very right. They didn't give us a chance. Nobody, even our own fans, our own fans. I remember when they were counting the game we had left at the time. Before the season ends, they were saying, some of them were saying we get 4 points, 3 points, that we're just gonna win or just one, because they weren't paying attention, and I don't blame them. Here's the thing: I've said this before, but I'm gonna keep saying it because the truth remains. Facts don't change. The average football fan understands three things: win, lose, draw, and that's either one of those things. Drive at any given time drives their opinion of a player or a manager, and changing that is difficult. It takes a deeper understanding of football to see beyond the surface level, beyond losses, beyond draws, wins, to see whether you to see that a team has issues, or to see even after a loss there are positives to take from a game. That the team is making progress and all that, but unfortunately, that's how an average fan is for you. I don't know if it will be the lap, according to reports that has broken Gyökeres now number one. I like Gyökeres. I like Gyökeres. And if I were the lab, I wouldn't come to Chelsea because there's no guarantee he'd be starting. And in my opinion, I get it. He's worked under Enzo Maresca, but Nicolas Jackson, irrespective of the fact that he's been awful in front of goal, he hardly ever performs consistently in front of goal in terms of putting away chances. I think he's more of Maresca striker than Liam Delap is. That's my opinion. Maybe I don't know Delap well enough. But Delap has a potential and will become a world-class striker in a few years if he continues playing at the level that he's playing right now. But let's see. Your correct our priority, I'll take it. Yeah. I think we're getting Leon Delap and Hugo Ekitike. Yeah, we've been told that we're signing two strikers, not just one. So that makes sense. Let's see. The Princess here. Omar, assuming we lose this match, yeah, the banter, it will be painful, but we won. Now the argument is, you're celebrating the Conference League. Hmm. Yeah. I've seen Chelsea fans say we shouldn't be celebrating the qualifying for the Champions League, right? And they follow that argument up, follow it up with something to the effect of where's our standards? And some of them actually still live with their parents, and they're talking about standards at their late 30s. Talking about standards. Don't get me started. I'll still cook people a lot today, but let me concentrate on hosting the show. If we get Gyökeres in the lab, I will be happy. The lab, not the full answer, because yeah, he's still very young, not quite there yet. He's still developing, but yeah, he's not bad. But if we get Gyökeres has experience and he's performed consistently for multiple seasons right now, even from the championship to before after he joined Sporting CP, he's performed consistently there. How long has he been there right now? 3 seasons, 2 seasons? I can't quite remember. Thanks to you two, but much love to you two. I appreciate you. And if you watched my video where I says my video on why Chelsea will beat Betis, I looked at the numbers. I knew it wasn't gonna be close. I was just concerned that with the start, that we might start again. The start might be shaky for us because we have a very young squad. Usually, the bigger the occasion, uh, uh, um, an inexperienced squad, usually the pressure becomes an issue for them. But we were able to get over it, and it was a solid performance, really. But yeah, nice to see you once again. I'm still not ruling out Toshiman. I've okay. If it happens, if we end up pushing through and succeed in signing Osimhen, then the manager wants him, and it simply means he's agreed to tweak his approach to accommodate a more traditional number nine, which is clearly what Osimhen is. I don't know if anybody sees it differently. Let's see. Good afternoon to you too. Nice to see you, champions indeed. I appreciate you saying that. Saudi Arabia is calling Victor Osimhen. Yeah, and if truly they are interested in signing him, we're just wasting our time. It's not gonna happen. I think he will go for the money because the Saudis, the way they operate now, they don't they are able to sign younger players. Yep. So if you miss the opportunity of going there, I don't think they come back to you. But in this case, he's still young. He's still not. He hasn't hit 30 yet. So I think they will come back for him. And chances are, the rumors were hearing that they're offering him something to the north of 100 million euros for 3 seasons. Great result last night. The players in the second half are superb. Palmer, 2 assists, sublime. The goal, excellent, and we have made history. Yep. Here's the thing. Something I've noticed about Palmer, even when he is the least effective player on the pitch, just leave him there. It takes just one little spark, either something done by his teammate or something, just something pushes that button. He comes to life. Yeah, he comes alive, and then boom, just carries everything on his head and gets us across the line. It was a brilliant performance by him. A naive manager would have taken him off, but that showed that Enzo Maresca knows him very, very well and left him on the pitch, even though he didn't look it for a few minutes into the game. Actually, he didn't start well. Let me just leave it at that. But I'm just happy we won. What a player he is. Thanks to you too. Nice to see you. I do hope you do well. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom so that we can go news hunting and then talk about the game in a bit. Tabeho, okay, just having a conversation here. Let's see anything else. So address we have 2324. Apologies. I think Nightbot deleted your messages. That's because you used more than 3 emojis. Just keep it at 2. If you keep it at 2, it will not delete your messages. 2 is the accepted number. Beyond that, it's see it as your spamming the chat. Anything else? Anything else? All right, let's see what else we have here. And Fire is saying Ekitike has to be one of the strikers assigned. Ekitike plays the way Maresca wants. Yeah, he's a Maresca typical. He's a Maresca type of number 9. But the problem is, I think the transfer fee is what I think will be the problem. I don't think we would pay anything north of 100 million euros, or even close to north of 80. Actually, north of 70. I don't think, but I'm not in the club's pocket. I'm not sure how much we're willing to pay for Ekitike. He's a talent, but he's still raw, in my opinion. But let's see what happens. It looks like we're seriously interested in signing him. Let's see if we can get that deal over the line. Definitely Delap, I think it's happening. from what we've heard. Talk Sport, I don't know whether to trust them. Talk Sport. There are other sources also suggesting that yeah, he's given the green light that he wants to join us. More likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. 16 likes. We can do a lot better than that. At least if you're happy that yeah, we've completed the set. We won the Europa Conference League, and we've won every European trophy that's ever existed. The only club that have done that. And just like somebody said on X, if UEFA introduces a new a European competition with stoop low, lower level, he used the term lower level competition with stoop that low to go win it, find a way to stoop low, win it, and then come back at our level again. Let's see. Arsenal fans are worried now because the deal for Gyökeres to them not 100%. Did you guys see her Thierry Henry cooking what's his name, Mikel Arteta? I've just connected to your YouTube channel. Thank you, nice to see you. Okay. Who is this? John, I'll find out. If I find out who that is, we'll sort it out. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I was watching the game at the pub last night. Great result for Chelsea. Get in there, Chelsea. Yeah, we won. Big up to you too. Gungbechin Agaram. Nice to see you one day. I appreciate you. Carlington. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope your absence simply means that you've been busy. If that's the case, I'm happy for you. Bills don't pay themselves. Nice to hear from you again, Coach. Chelsea are champions again. Yesterday is just the beginning. That's my belief. That's my belief. The squad is maturing quicker than any of us could have anticipated, really. And we still have Esteban Willian joining. We still have Andreas Santos joining, and both. Ancelotti did call both for the Brazilian national team assignment, so we'll actually become stronger next season. All right. There's still Enzo Maresca out. I don't care. But their coach Poch, in his thing, Poch actually did he say congrats to us? No, but he sends he did so for Tottenham, so he never cared about us really. Let's see anything else. I keep dropping the likes. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions. Our last 5 games in the Premier League. Let's see what he has to say here in the Premiership, were not given any chance to qualify. Nobody. They didn't believe we were gonna even get 6 points from that game, but we lost just one, and that one loss you can't argue had it not been for Nicolas Jackson's recklessness that we could have won that game actually. Yeah, but it is what it is. And here's something that makes me happy. We didn't finish 5th. We finished 4th, which means nobody will tell us, yeah, we're actually going to participate in the next edition of the Champions League because Arsenal did well in the competition. No, we didn't rely on any other results. We did it. We earned it. So nobody can come and say, well, we're lucky the other team won or the other team lost. Yeah, so that makes me happy. Chelsea signed Delap and Gyökeres are good to go. Oh, both. I'll take them both. Oh, is that John Hand? Okay, we'll talk more. Okay, we'll sort things out. What happened? The game yesterday was satisfying, and the players were dominating Betis yesterday when they were floating. Okay, floating untouchable. But nice to see you, Siaka. I do hope you're doing well. So let's go news hunting, and after that, we will start talking about the game proper. More likes, people. 18 likes. We can do a lot better than that. Let's get the likes up. So Chelsea keep insisting on Liam Delap. They have met with the players' representatives. Maresca is a big fan of the player. So Chelsea are working on this as a priority target in this moment. And given the fact that this report, Vince is quoting the transfer guru himself in Fabrizio Romano, I think it's happening. The question now is, who's the other person? Could still be like like DJ did say in the chat, we're also prioritizing the signing of Victor Gyökeres. I think I it's believable because we have Champions League football. Yeah, if we don't, I'd say yeah, I don't believe that. Even Delap himself, we were told a few days ago he was waiting for the season to end, he to decide before he decides where to go, because he was waiting to see if we'd qualify for the Champions League, and we're there now. So maybe that's why he's given the green light to his camp to talk with Chelsea. And it looks like the fact that he's worked under Enzo Maresca is the reason why we're pushing to sign him. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think we would have to be patient with him. He's still he's not that he's still not quite there yet. But understandable. Okay, my old mobile goes. Okay, sorry to hear that. I cannot remember my old Gmail account as I do. Okay, just send me a message. I just need a way to confirm that that's you, John. But I suspect it's John Hand. Confirm. Don't worry, we'll sort out. We'll sort out the moderate. I'll give you a spanner again. All right, more likes, people. More likes, more likes. Let's go news hunting. Let's see if Chelsea fans if they're gassed about the possibility of us signing Liam Delap. Here, Abatis says so it's Delap or Ekitike. I'm okay with either since Osimhen is about to be paid like a king in Saudi Arabia. Okay, that's a good one. Now, get me this beast of a man, young, strong, athletic, and goal machine. If you don't agree, remember he was doing what he was doing with Ipswich. Now, imagine him in a team like Chelsea. That is just speculation. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but my point is he's not that guy that should we get the deal over the line, you say we're definitely winning the league. That's my point. This guy thinks he's mid. We shouldn't be begging this guy. Well, we're not begging him. And the truth is he has options, and we're interested in signing him. But I think he'd be better off joining a club like Everton or Man United, where you certainly, if he joins any of the two clubs that I just mentioned, I think he'd be guaranteed playing time week in week out. But at Chelsea, I don't think he'd be guaranteed that. Um, I wish it would not go through, which means this guy don't want us to sign him. This guy says great. This guy says shaking my head. Some, I mean, it's mixed reaction. Some Chelsea fans want him, some don't want him. Listen, he's not my first choice, but if the clubs if it's a club's priority, then it's for a good reason. I've never doubted what the owners are doing. I listen. He's worked under Enzo Maresca, and as I've said before, maybe that's the main reason why we're pushing to sign him. The manager likes him, and the manager he deserves to be provided with the players he demands. He's done well enough, in my opinion. Yeah, John, I do remember you. We'll talk. We'll find a way to sort out the moderate. Give you back a spanner. Big up to you too, Jay. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. This particular morning. I do hope you're doing well. So let's get back to news hunting from there. But we see a lot of comments from the managers. Okay, that's a joke. Enzo Maresca to Michael Antonio, where he responded that yes, we're gonna sign a striker, but you're too old. Good joke right there. Mario Melcott. Now we'll be reading a lot of comments from football commentators and former Chelsea players. Melchior says that you have to compliment him, Maresca, a little bit. The investment was heavy, but if you get a lot of young boys together, you have to build a team. The experience is not yet in the team, and then you have to get it. Give him credit, irrespective of what you think of him. Give him credit. Honestly, I love Enzo Maresca, and I think he's the guy, and would be even better will be a much better team next season by the time we sign 1, 2, 3 players. And then we have Estevao Willian in the team and Andrea Santos. Wow. And the Sugo, actually. listen, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the future. I don't know about you, but I just have to be honest with you. I'm seriously looking forward to the future. So Enzo Maresca, for sure, we have improved a lot since we started the season. He's been saying that, and I've said that too. And I think Tabejo, Dante, and some people, if you understand football, uh, even when we were losing games, there are lots of things beyond the surface level. That that at the time did show that we're actually making immense progress. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't done that video. I promise I'm going to do a video analysis on how Enzo Maresca changed from the way we started the season to the way we played mid-season to the way we played at the end towards the end of the season. Because I was paying attention beyond the results, and I did, and every time he makes a major change in terms of his approach, I was able to tell. But that's, by the way, the lab might surprise a lot of people. It's a possibility. The truth remains that every signing carries some measure of risk. I remember what we saw from him was in a relegated Ipswich, in a well-functional, talented Chelsea team. He will show levels. But here's the thing: I don't expect him to score 300 goals if he joins Chelsea. We play with a fluid approach. We don't play in a manner where every time we get to the final third, we channel all our goal scoring chances through a single individual. So I think, and he's good at dropping deep. Actually, I've seen some highlights, but it's not perfect at it. He's still young. I think the reason some people aren't so keen on the lap is that they were expecting the club to go for more of a more experienced player. That could still happen, actually, given the rumors that we're also pushing to sign Victor Gyökeres. So, but let's see what happened. That may well happen. The options of people don't matter anymore. Okay, it's all about the proper process to progress in winning cups. I don't want expensive players. It's unnecessary to sign Victor rather at a lower price, but his salary will almost always be an issue, and I think he ends up in Saudi Arabia. It says here, to be honest, something in me sees Gyökeres regen in this Liam Delap. Okay, I hope so. That's Oluwarakemi Temida. Nice to see you, brother. I do hope you're doing well. With electrifying wingers, we are made. I think we're good. The future is bright, and I'm looking forward to next season. I don't know. Wish okay, let me just keep that to myself. Thanks, coach. Thanks to you too. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Would you take the lap and Ekitike? Would you take the lap Ekitike or Gyökeres? Ooh, if we sign the lap, then I'd say Ekitike, because that's a good balance there. Yeah, if we sign the lap, Gyökeres, even if the lab knows that we're going to sign Gyökeres, I don't think he would join us. He where is he going to be playing? Um, but I'd rather the lab and Ekitike. Good balance. One more of a traditional number 9, the other more of a hybrid number 9. Yeah. But even if the club pulls off the lap and Gyökeres, I wouldn't mind. It's up to the manager to decide how much game they get to play. Each of them gets to play. Toby, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Yep, the greatest club in the world. Yep, it is what it is. How you see it. The lap plus a Ekitike is nice. Yeah, good balance. Yeah, one hybrid, one more of a traditional number 9. So the lab and Gyökeres, which means you're creating a problem for the lab. The younger one, the more experienced one, will play a lot more, and the lab it's not going to play that. He's not going to play that much. That's how I see it. But the Nottingham Forest game, we won a little bit in an ugly way. Yep, Maresca does know how to again play differently. But the 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 misconception is that he's one dimensional. He's not. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I've heard people call him one trick pony, one dimensional, doesn't know how to play differently, which is the biggest lie I've heard in the community this season. Let's see, Temidayo, and that's what the plan looks like right now. Trust me, the lap and the Ekitike, that's a good balance. Hmm. Love you too, moderator John. More likes. Let's see. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. So, according to Fabrizio, Liam Delap is our top priority target. If the deal collapses, then we can look at the likes of Ugo Ekitike. So it doesn't look like it's Delap and Ekitike. So it's one of the two. Then maybe you're correct, but we've been told that we're gonna sign that we're gonna sign excellent game indeed. Two number nines. I mean, he's not the experienced player I wish for. Okay, that's Vince's opinion. Anything else here? Nani Madeke, I feel like we've come of age. Don't you feel? Okay, I feel like we have. I think the last few weeks we've taken a leap in that sense. I think you guys have, and I'm happy. Let's see. Your dodge is the other part of my question. Would you agree to sell Jackson if Ekitike is coming in? If the club sells him, fine. But if Ekitike is coming because they are similar profiles, let them compete. We'd be better off having both compete than selling one because one is coming. You can argue if he had a competition all this time, that he'd be better. Honestly, because without competition, it's a human thing. It's a human thing to subconsciously uh, get that urge or maybe the drive to take things for granted. You get my point there. So I wouldn't I wouldn't I don't think it makes sense to sell Jackson because we're losing Kunku and it looks like we're going to lose Joao Felix too. So there's actually space for both. The question is, would he want to compete with Ekitike? Or would he want to still be seen as the number one, play week in, week out? Because I think he does come across as a player that feels like he's more important than every other player that plays in his position at the club. So competition will be good for him. I think if he knows that there's someone on the bench or in the squad that's capable of coming in his absence, do an equally good job, or maybe do an even better job, I think he'd do better because it's a human thing to take things for granted when you're such thing as you could say such take things for granted when there's no competition. If you there are no other options, maybe for lack of a more specific way to present that argument, but I'm sure you understand my point there. Let's see. Enzo Maresca is playing a chess game, and it's always checkmate. He's a very smart manager, but unfortunately for him, here's a surprising thing. Actually, the way the fans behave. What was that conference league game at home that we lost? I was never we were never going to lose that second leg so badly that we end up getting knocked out from the competition at the time. I wasn't concerned. And that was an opportunity for him to experiment, give other players an opportunity to see what they're able to do, earn, you can say, get them ready in case if they're needed. But people lost their SHIT after that home loss because probably they already hate him. They already want him gone. So they were looking for excuses to bash him. And even as we were approaching the end of the season, after we struggled mid-season or thereof, we started playing well, winning games, and hadn't lost for a while. And surprisingly, you'd still hear people bashing him because of you can argue herd mentality. Just echo what you've heard from the big account, and you sound smart, and or maybe your ball knowledge is elite. But congratulations to him. He's proved a lot of them wrong. Big up to you to keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way, and people go check out Taboho's YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. 5 more to get to 900. And there you go. The link to his channel is on the screen there. Let's help him grow. 24 likes. We can do a lot better than that. More likes, people. The likes do go a long way. Palmer looked so good at playing on the right. I mean, wherever wherever he is, he does well. Even he reminds me of Kanwangwa. He's that sort of player. If you don't pay attention, you think that he's useless on the pitch. He's not perfect. I get it. There was a time actually people were thinking that he should be taken up from the game, but I said no. He's that sort of game. Just one little spark, either from something special from his teammate or him. That's it. He comes alive, and that was exactly what happened yesterday. But yeah, either on the right, left, centrally, whatever he is, he makes things happen. And I'm happy the way he performed yesterday. Let's see, Legia was yeah. There's no way any of them won't be better than Jackson. And at this time, sincerely, I cannot argue with our board anymore because Chelsea fans were the ones discouraged them not to sign a Duran. I wouldn't say that were the ones that discouraged them not to sign Duran. They would have signed them anyway. I think the asking price at the time was the issue. I don't think. Listen, fans can moan, whine all they want. Maresca out, Todd Bowley out, Igbali out, Cleric out. It doesn't move a needle. They still do what they want to do. And you could, if you remember Todd Bowley's interview, I think a few months ago, he basically said it openly. We're making progress. The only thing he didn't say, but the detail is in what he didn't say. The only thing he didn't say out loud was that you guys can shove it up your behind. We believe we're making progress and we're sticking to our plans. We're not changing. Yeah, if you're paying attention. So they don't really care, really. Our fans are crying when Cole Palmer drops deep. That's the average fan for you. They just want him to be the one scoring the goals, and then they're fine. That they don't know he's been actually more effective than he was last season. The difference is that he scored a lot more goals last season, but this season he's more of a team player than he was last season. Or you could argue also this season we have a team, a better team than we had last season. A better team in the sense of we have a unit. Last season he was one. We were the Copama FC. But now we have you can say more oiled or better oiled machine than we had last season. And I'm glad Maresca, I get it, he was out of form at some point, but Maresca didn't at any time, you can see the way he's working. The team right now isn't all about Cole Palmer. The team is about the team. I don't know how else to phrase that to get my point across effectively, but I'm sure you get exactly what I was trying to say there. He dropped deep and created the first goal. The manager knows how to get the best out of him, actually. I know some are arguing he ruined him. What I want in an attacker, let's see what else we have here. What I want in an attacker is for them to approach the game with competitiveness, willing to do anything to score and score. Plus, Chelsea board of directors must get a non-expensive attacker. Okay, you're speaking their language. Thank you. Yep. And congratulations to us. We reached 25K subscribers yesterday, and now we're actually at 25K and 49 subscribers. So the cushion is fine. Nothing will happen. Even if a few people decide they want to say bye, Felicia. J Coach, big up. Nice to see you, KJ. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Make sure you all hit the like button and share and connect button to get notifications. Yep. Thank you there for saying that, John. Anything else? I want to get to the very bottom. Palmer is a multinational soccer player. He's worthy every investment. Yep. Delap will be a better striker than Jackson. Um, first off, their profile is different. But if you want a more traditional number nine, he do that much better than Jackson. If you want a hybrid number nine, I think Jackson will be the better choice. But we can actually have both. The lab will be yeah. No, but I get your point. All these talks about the lab, Ekitike, Yoker, Seshko, etc. And the king Michibashi, right? Is right. I knew you were going to talk about Michi, but we have Constantine down, the captain of the community. Big up to you, Dante, for finding the time to be with me on the panel. We're reading comments from football commentators, players, um, and yeah, the fans. But Dante, how happy are you? We won, and if you want to talk about the news that Liam Delap to Chelsea is close, that he's given the green light for Scam to speak with us. But let's hear you. Big up to you, and thank you for joining me.
Yeah, big up, coach. Big up, everyone in the chat. Yeah, what an amazing night for Chelsea. We always believed in those young men that they were going to do it. And Maresca, we knew he's going to turn it around at halftime because he does that. He does that all the time. So,
which is reflective of the fact that he's a good tactician. He sees mistakes.
Exactly,
he finds a solution to them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sees what's happening. He sees the flaws. He sees the players that are not really performing, and he took off Gusto straight away at halftime. Saw that he was struggling a bit, and brought Reece James on. So yeah, he made all the correct changes, all the right moves, and yeah, fantastic win. The players did amazingly as well. That second half, they all woke up, but like you said, I think it was down more to Maresca making those tactical changes and tactical tweaks. And he did say that in the interview. He made a couple of tactical tweaks as well, so that really worked. And yeah, what can anyone say now? Top four and trophy. I think most of us said that at the start of the season, myself included. I said basically top five, and the Conference League I wasn't too worried about. I just wanted that more of to play youngsters and play some new players to give them time and develop. So I wasn't too worried about that. But if we're there, you might as well win it if you're in it. So that's just a little cherry on top of the cake. So yeah, amazing season. Very, very, very pleased for them, and very pleased for the haters as well. So because there's quite a lot of them as well.
It was so quiet. It was so quiet. Here's something else I want to talk about here, Dante. I'm just happy that we did not qualify for the next edition of the Champions League because Arsenal did well in the competition, or because one team or the other won their game, beat a certain team. We earned it. We beat Nottingham Forest, which means irrespective of what happened, we could have still qualified.
Yeah, it was all in our hands, and we didn't worry about anyone else. And in the end, 3 points ahead of fifth. So, and not even fifth because everyone said fifth, but fourth. So yeah, just 5 points behind Arsenal too, and a couple behind Man City. So that tells you, yeah. Look, we did amazingly. Like I said, it's a great feeling. Very happy the last week, the last few weeks actually, the ways the boys played. Pretty much, I think it was 9 out of 10 wins. So, and even the Newcastle one, I think we probably would have most likely not lost 100%, not lost that game.
Yeah, we would have won had it not been for Jackson's recklessness.
Yeah, just it happens. I mean, it can happen. But yeah, look, amazing, great end to the season. Quick turnaround. The boys will have a bit of a quick turnaround of preseason and then straight to the Club World Cup. So plenty of football to still come. But yeah, an amazing season, great achievement. Congratulations to everyone. They did a great job. So yeah, the future is definitely bright.
Yeah, the future is bright. So bright you need glasses to look at it. You haven't spoken about the lap. It looks like the lap will be here's the rumors now are that we're going to sign 2 strikers. One, I'm guessing one hybrid, one more of a traditional striker. But it looks like the lap to Chelsea is a certainty. I'm not sure, but that's according to TalkSport. But let's hear you. What do you think?
Yeah, look, Delap, I mean, for that price, it's it's an amazing price. First of all, his wages are not that high either, but he is a profile that we kind of need. We don't have. We're linked with quite a few of strikers, as you know, probably 100 of them. But yeah, look, he's at least he's physical. He's good size. He's got great ball striking. Not quite that experienced, obviously, yet. Just his first season. But look, he scored quite a lot of goals and had quite some. Probably should have had a few more as well. But he's had an amazing first season. But it's just that physicality, the way he plays with that physicality, that high intention, high intense sort of approach, puts a lot of pressure, presses hard. Look, he's a great addition to the squad. Do I want him to be the number one striker? Probably not. I don't know if he's ready for that, especially moving from a smaller club like Ipswich to step it up, especially now Champions League as well. Uh, can he make that jump? Especially with Ipswich, only plays in transition basically in Ipswich. We know they sit back a bit more, and then they transition. So it will be a bit of a change moving up, and then against a lot of low blocks. But he would look for that price. I think it's worth getting. And if we sign another one, then I have no problem with it. But for him to be the main only striker we signed this season, yeah, that wouldn't be too good. But as a rotation / squad player, maybe even starter if he performs amazingly well, I have no problem with it because I think he's got the talent, he's got like I said, the physical abilities, he's got the ball striking, and he's still very young, of course. So yeah, look, I think it's a good signing for 30 mil. You can't go wrong, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. And another factor is the fact that he's worked with Enzo Maresca at Manchester City.
He's worked with Maresca. He knows the system well. He knows a lot of the players well, the England players as well. So he knows quite. There's quite a lot of connection. Joe Shield. There's a lot of connections there that he knows a lot of people there already. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, I would 100% add him to the squad. I think it'll make a great addition to the squad, and he's got that experience, like you said, with Maresca, and in the Premier League now as 1 year as well. Only one season, but look, he's probably one of the best young players in the Premier League. Definitely the best young striker. So, yeah, for a young age and the way he plays, I think he suits Maresca, even transition wise, even like how plays Jackson, but also against low blocks as well, because he's very physical. He likes to get up in the air. He'll fight for everything. He's quite strong as well for his young age. So, yeah, he's got a bit about him. He's got a bit of nastiness to him as well. So I think he'll suit really well as a rotation option, 100%.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Let's catch up with what we have in the chat and then come back to the presentation window and see if anything new has emerged before we started discussing the game proper, how the manager approached it. I think that was ingenious. He was always going to bring in the players he brought on later, but I think he was forced to do that earlier. But it worked. And Levi Cowell, as I've said before, did say something that suggests he deliberately had them on the bench to watch the game and see where the spaces are. It was a brilliant approach. We were never at risk of losing that. And I've talked about, it's funny, I can't stop talking about how nobody gave us a chance, saying Betis will win it. It's the year of the underdogs. It turns out it was the year of the undercats. The cat ate the dog.
The lion.
Yeah, the lion, which is a cat species. But that's, by the way, let's see what we have here. The lab for 30, not bad. Yeah, like Dante explained. So it's a good one, J Coach. Not bad. IP, as much as folks complain about Nico, he's not. Let's not forget. Cole looks better with Nico. Yep, I think a lot of people by now have realized that that's the case. So remember when Jackson was out, Cole wasn't looking comfortable out there. Yep, they work together. Yeah, but we can do better. You're right. We can cry or shout, but at the end of the day, the final decision, yep, they do what they want, and they've made it clear. You can get them to change their approach. We Chelsea fans complain a lot. I mean, we've been spoiled. That's the issue. We do. Whose birthday it is? Is it? Give us a name. Let's see. Yeah, good question right there. Get the Delap deal wrapped up, then use big money for a winger. Rodrigo isn't happening. His salary will almost always be an issue. It's something I've always told people: we pay well, but you have to work for what we pay you, which is where the term incentivized contract or wages come into play. We don't want to risk anything. The players underperforming and not care about their performances. Yeah. And like Danny Drink Wine, Raheem Sterling, Ben Chilwell, Malang Sarr, those, irrespective of whether they play or not, whether they, God forbid, something happened and they go blind, you still be paying them as long as the contract exists. So we don't want that sort of risk. Osimhen, we can pay him. I think the biggest issue is, okay, are you willing to work for how much you're asking for? I don't know, Dante, you get my point that you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, look, incentivized contracts. Look, the players are getting a 20% rise now that we qualify for the Champions League. So they're getting 20% more their salaries. They're going to get nice little bump up there as well. And you saw that we reward players. Palma, Caicedo is the next one who'll have a contract extension and a new higher salary as well. So we reward the players, and we won a cup. I think there's another other clauses for them winning the cup. I think another 20% or something. So look, they're going to get paid pretty well this season, some of those players. But yeah, you need to earn it. You want to work for example. Well, Osimhen wants ridiculous money. It's not even good. It's not even money that any other European club will pay, to be honest. But you know, if
Yeah,
Osimhen say
250
wants,
after tax.
yeah, he wants like 470. That's 470 per week. That's way too much with taxes included. So if say he wants 350, which no club will probably give him either, but say 350, okay, we'll give your contract 250 or 200. You score 30 goals next season, we get to the semi-finals, quarterfinals, Champions League, blah blah blah, you get your 350, no problem. But he won't accept that because that he's obviously going for the bag in Saudi Arabia. But just an example, that's how we're offering. We don't want players to come. They don't want players to come here like Sterling, for example. Sterling situation's a very good one. £350,000 a week, does nothing, turns up when he wants to play, does this. That. They don't want that. They want players to be motivated, and they want for them to play for something and for it to mean something, not just basically to come in and sit there. And I think they've seen that they made that mistake when they first came in. They kind of rushed it a bit, and they just signed a couple of players like that. And they saw some other clubs like doing that as well, and it didn't work out very well. So they're like, look, we're going to our model that we think is going to work and going to bring sustainability, and let's go. They decided to go the youth path, which they did in their team with the Dodgers as well. So I'm happy they did. I was glad they did, because I think that was a great way, especially with PSI and all the new rules coming in. I think that was the way to go. So yeah, look, incentivize. You'll earn your money, what you want, not ridiculous, like I said, Osimhen, but come in, do the job, perform, hit your targets, and you're going to get that money.
So it's still correct to say you earn what you work for?
Correct, yes. I mean, they're still getting a base salary, but if they want to get those really big money, yeah, well, then you just got to win, and you got to hit your targets. If you're a striker, you got to score goals, a certain amount of goals, assists, etc. You got to do it, correct? 100%. You got to earn your money.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Get Delap, Rodrigo. Not gonna happen. Osimhen is an experienced and tested striker Chelsea needs. But we've discussed why signing Osimhen will be very difficult. I'm not a fan of Delap. He's raw. We are talking about a Champions League. He's nowhere near Champions League level. Champions League, I've always said, is easier than the Premier League. We bought Nico for 30 million as well, and everyone is complaining. I'm not. Yes, then if we want a player that comes in and makes us a title contender for 25 or 26 season, that guy is in the lab. Will he eventually become good enough to be that guy? Yeah. So that's the point I've made here. I'm not saying he's a bad player by any stretch of imagination.
We don't know 100%, coach, because you never know. Delap might come in and be on fire. He's got better teammates around him. because what one thing I have seen with Delap, he converts. He's got a very high conversion rate, so he does very well with his chances, and he runs hard and always gets in the box. And he's always there, either for the tap in, but he's always in the right position. So you never know. We say that, but you never know. He might actually, instead of scoring 12 goals, he might score 25 goals at Chelsea because he's that hungry to succeed and he works that hard
Or
during the
maybe
game.
score a lot less if the manager continues with a fluid approach where it's not about, again, we don't channel our goal scoring chances through a single individual. When once we get to the final third, he's not going to get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opportunity to score that many.
Yeah. Look, the goals are going to be spread out 100%, but I still think he's a much better finisher than Jackson. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it.
All right, I haven't compared them to, but I believe you. Osimhen is the ideal target, but we have to be real, and it looks like he's not coming. Yeah, I'm not shocked really. With top wingers around him, the lab will have a space to cook. Will also finish a higher rate than Jackson, and Zante just said he's a much better finisher than Nicolas Jackson, and I believe that. After all, we've seen Nicolas Jackson miss the easiest of chances scored and then scored the most difficult ones. And one thing he hadn't done so far is be efficient in front of goal consistently. Yeah, congratulations to you too, my bro. I appreciate you, my brother in the house. We've done it again. We've done it again. Yes, we've done it again. I think we should be popping the balloons in a bit. Yep, champions of Europe once again, and the only club to have won all existing and existed European trophies. Onwards and upwards. You have no going back. Thank you, my bro. You can always share whatever you want. Share the link to your YouTube channel, so people can go check it out. Disability says plus another question: do the ownership and the board of directors and scouts listen to what their coaches have to say when it comes to the ins and outs? I'm quite sure you've heard Maresca talk about. You didn't hear him talk about how they'd sit, that he's going to sit with the owners and discuss the club's transfer business. I think he did say something to that effect. So yeah, of course, they don't sign any player without him okaying the signing of that particular player. What a season indeed. Yeah, and you can say still it has ended as a great season. Gyökeres and Jackson, if the latter can keep his attitude just in check, plan A, plan B should work well. Long season, yeah, lots of games to play. Lateness is greatness. Up big time. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. What do you think about the ref last night? I need to watch it again and then pay attention. I think sometimes he let Betis get away with stuff. So
Yeah, look, the ref made that big mistake when they
mhm.
transitioned and then scored. Where Neto ran over a few of them, and then he got completely hacked down and fouled, clear foul on the edge of the box. And then Betis went the other way, and then Gusto gave the ball away, and that's when they scored. So yeah, he didn't have the best of starts, the referee. That was a big mistake because that led to the goal from Betis. So no excuse for Gusto, but still, that led to the goal from Betis. If that happened, that goal probably wouldn't happen from Betis if he blew his whistle for that free kick. I think probably that's what he's alluding to there. Other than that, he did okay. I mean, there wasn't nothing too bad. He called it pretty well. The rest of it,
I
but
mean,
that was
no,
a big
no,
mistake.
no blatant mistakes.
Yeah, that was one big That was the big blatant mistake because that led to their goal as well. So yeah, I think that's probably what he's alluding to. I did see many people saying about that one.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is says, is CFC still dealing? I think we're fine. They even said that we have a lot of money to spend, so which is reflective of the fact that we have no concerns um, with regards to FFP. And we have ID crisis here. You said contender CFC, aka contender FC. Yeah, one of your names I just remembered. How you doing, man? I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you for joining us. I trust Chelsea scouts. Their hit rate has been great. It's the directors that I don't trust. Faye, I do trust our scout, really. In all honesty, Osimhen might go to Saudi Arabia, man. Bro just wants the cash over the passion. Yeah, I don't work for passion too, but it's good to like what you do. It's important so you're not miserable. So passion is good, but yeah, you gotta eat. You gotta secure your future. So I don't mind, but I've always known that yeah, it'd be difficult for him to join Chelsea. Big up to you to the blue Tiffle game. Nice to see you, bro. Champions of Europe, baby. Betis got slapped harder than Emmanuel Macron. He's cook and cry more. Big up to
Big
you.
up.
I think uh I mean, but he ran the first half though.
He
But
did.
the
Yeah.
question is who won the game. I knew we were going to beat them. I wasn't concerned one bit. I looked at the numbers. That is the difference between what could have. That is, it was never gonna end with them winning it. Yeah. Let's get past 90 likes, 90 European Cup final. Let's do it, bro. According to my bro there in the chat. Let's get it. 29 likes. We can do a lot better than that. More likes, people. More likes. Osimhen, a girl for me. The rest of the options are just a Jackson dupe. Here's the thing. Osimhen isn't coming. Maybe Gyökeres. I've seen people saying we're actually negotiating to get Osimhen to Chelsea. In the last a few hours, Chelsea make inquiry over Gyökeres deal. I believe there's underground work. We've already bought two players from them, haven't we, Dante?
Yeah, as Quenda and Asujio, yes.
Yeah. So chances are we've been doing some underground work there. Do you think the ref should have given us a penalty? No, that wasn't a penalty. I'm
No,
quite
not
sure
penalty.
you're talking about the clatter, or maybe with Nicolas Jackson. He had to come for the ball, and his eyes was on the ball. I think there wasn't any deliberate action there.
It was just a clash. They all hit the same time at the same time. No penalty, not even
Yeah.
close. No penalty.
So yeah, that would have been harsh, really. Uh, Keisha, you know why he said he's gonna report me? I told Chess to block him. He wasn't there. I said it, but he wasn't there at the time. Go away, man. Nice to see
Careful,
you,
coach.
Brad.
Teach wants to all.
So this will be the last week. Just go away, man. You go around, keep blocking people everywhere. All right, of course, we have plenty of money to spend. We in the Champions League, fourth place in the league, Club World Cup, and new sponsors. I hope Jadon comes back to the table, negotiate. No, we didn't actually negotiate anything with them, but I think we'll have a lot of options that no telling who's going to be. Damak may well continue because Damak, they have a lot of money. I think there will be plenty of clubs.
Yeah.
So the question is who pays well? Who's going to pay us better? Because the truth remains, the owners they've clearly showed that they're not in a hurry to get a sponsor. It's either you pay well or F off. They don't mind going the season without a sponsor. Go ahead, you were going to say something.
Yeah, coach. Exactly. Yeah, this winning the winning the Conference League, but more getting in the Champions League. That's opened up a lot of new doors for Chelsea. Maybe even player wise, but definitely sponsor wise and commercial wise. 100%. That's going to massive big boost. And these owners, one thing they're amazing at is commercially. So they will get a big deal. It's not a problem. FFP is not a problem. We didn't have a shirt sponsor the whole year, and it wasn't a problem. So, yeah, they've been waiting for this. They've been waiting. They've had this probably
They will
2 or 3
make
offers.
the most of this little success.
But even just this at the end, the Damak deal made great money. So look, they're gonna get it right. I love the shirt without a sponsor. I think that looks much better usually without sponsors. But the Mac one
Damn it.
looks nice.
Oh, no, but we need the money, man.
Yeah, it's about the money. I'm talking aesthetically. I like no sponsors. I think it looks and it's different. I like it, different from the other teams. Nice and clean. I like that. But yeah, look, even the Demac, they've got money, no problem. They might just want to. They might actually, pay overs so they can get that deal. You know something about the Saudi Arabians and that they will pay over than anyone else just to get the deal. If especially this short term has brought them a lot of exposure, and it has all those Chelsea apartments in an hour, all of them, all four big towers sold in 1 hour, record sale in for them ever in their company. So it's brought them a lot of exposure. So they've got the money, they can do it. We don't know if they want to do it, but we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, the Jordan would be amazing. Yeah, I love the Jordan brand, so the Jordan brand would be absolutely amazing.
A simple logo too.
Nice
Maybe
simple
they're gonna
logo.
use text this time. If they pay the money, they probably would want to use the text.
And I haven't seen one ugly. I think all the like for PSG and some other teams, Jordan do amazing kits. They love to keep it a bit more simple. They've got a sort of a look they always go for, but it always looks amazing. They do a very good job with shirts with Jordan.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Kishan, I'm gonna continue bullying you, man. Just go away. All right. But nice to see you, Brady. Hope you're doing well. Our Blues got to go now. All right, bro. Talk to you later. I appreciate you finding time to join us. Yeah, the
Big up,
lab
thank
deal
you.
could be done tomorrow. Yep, they are pushing to get it over the line. I'm I like him, but I don't think he's quite there. But it's a good thing that we're going to sign him and then sign one other player. I'm not going to lie, but Isco to Chelsea would be great as a solid, experienced player. Number 10. He's an excellent passer of the
He's
ball. He has
33 years
vision.
old, coach. He's gonna be 34.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. But yeah, I would take him if honestly. What a player he is, and they were saying yesterday he's been called back into the Spanish national team after how many years? Yeah, he's an excellent player. I don't know why he left Madrid the way he did. I think it was him wanting to be start. He wanted to be starting every game, and I think it was under Ancelotti. I think so. He started having issues under Ancelotti, and anyway, that's by the way. And the Bluetooth game saying I was thinking of reporting this shout out to coach shows up to work whenever he feels like so unprofessional. And it's that. But when last did you show up? Yeah, you only showed up because we won. Yeah.
The Blue wants to put a complaint into the union. That's fine. He's already got a lot of strikes under his name, the Blue. But yeah, you can add to the pile if you want.
Yeah, 5 saying Jordan is between Spurs and Chelsea. They will pick one. The choice is clear. Well, let's see. We're the bigger club, in my opinion. I believe we can do it all over again next season. Even we can win a bigger trophy next season. Just make sure we take corrective measures this transfer window. Sign players that we need. Sign players of priority, not just assign players because of it. Sign players we need, not even. I think 2-3 players I think will be ready to cook seriously next season. Honestly, what a season we've had, the youngest team in the Premier League. That's something as we haven't actually talked about, Dante. The youngest team in the Premier League, and you could the same for the Conference League, isn't it?
Yes, coach, and not just that. In the whole of Europe, basically, there's only one team that was younger, and that was at the end. They just got on. That was Strasbourg. Strasbourg is number 1 in Europe, and we're second.
Number 1 in terms of age.
Age, yes.
Wow.
We're second. So not just Premier League, basically in the top European leagues. Yeah, people kind of overlook that. I mean, the media love to say that we're the youngest team and we're not going to do nothing. But now when we win and do stuff, they don't want to put that as an acknowledgement, or they don't want to put it up there anyway.
They don't care. They just want to get the opportunity to talk about how much we spent.
Yeah, it's all about the money. They don't say anything. Oh, the youngest team. I saw a couple of them just sort of mentioning it, but they really just glazed over it. They didn't bother. Uh, so yeah, look, uh, that is a monumental achievement. People don't realize how hard that is to do, and especially for Maresca to do that as well. Yeah, that is a monumental achievement. It's not easy to. Well, it's never been done in history, first of all, but yeah, amazing. Yeah, that's why I said you
But
gotta
oh
you gotta
my
applaud and
world,
respect
had we
everyone. Yeah.
lost that game, you start hearing how Moises Caicedo transfer fee will be enough to buy all the Betis players and all that. But of course, we've won. The argument now is that why are we celebrating Conference League? Yeah.
Yeah, well, people need to look at context. They don't look at context. But the context is very important, and yeah, people forget that we went through a massive rebuild, and we went the youth route, which is very different. No one has ever done like what we did. No big club has ever done what we did. So yeah, look, you got to pat everyone on the back. They did an amazing job. It's coming together. I was pretty confident that it will come together. We had to get that right manager in there that can bring that together. And going forward, well, we'll wait to see. Maresca might not be that guy going forward. He might struggle in the next couple of seasons to get us over the line.
I mean, he
Because I
was
see
never
a
going
lot
to
of
be
people
Chelsea's
saying that.
manager forever. Yeah.
Yeah, look, people are saying that, Maresca's not going to win. Well, he may do. I think he's got it in him. He's got absolutely he's tactically brilliant. He makes changes in games when he needs to, as we saw yesterday. And yeah, look, if he's not the guy in a couple of years, well, this ownership is not going to just stick by him and not, they're going to go for someone else and they're going to bring a proven winner in probably up to basically to take, that's to the next step. So, but I believe in Maresca. I think he can do that. He's got in him. He's a winner. He's won it as a player. He's won as a manager. Uh, he's won it as a manager, and now he's taken us Champions League. So he's gone step by step, but early in his coaching career, he's done pretty good in my opinion. He's amazingly actually.
Yeah, better than a lot of people. And you can argue if we had more than two strikers, or maybe more than one experienced striker during the course of the just concluded season, chances are would finish second or even first.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Maybe not quite first. I think that would have might been just a little bit that hurdle just to
But
But
maybe
I think
close
hundred
because
percent
look at how
second.
Liverpool finished the season.
Yeah, well, they kind of turned off at the end, coach. Let's not forget that as well. They turned
Does
off a
it
little
does
bit
it
at
really
the end.
matter? That the way they finished didn't really look like it was because they won it already. Because that's dangerous. That could well spill into the start of next season.
No, 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 coach. Once you
Okay.
win uh, I've been in that situation, and once you win like that, and you just relax, you don't go quite as hard. You still play for fun because it's fun, but you don't really push yourself 110%. You're careful about injuries. You don't go in as hard. You kind of lay it off a little bit, and other players have got a lot of opportunity as well. So, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. It happens in pretty much all sports. That happens. So I knew they're probably going to lose quite a lot of their last games, and they did. They lost a few of their games. It's going to happen, unfortunately. But hey, they won the champions. Congratulations to them. But yeah, I think with a striker, like you said, if we have another striker, at least another striker to compete with Jackson and just take some more of those chances. Yeah, we would.
All right, thank you for that. Let's see what else we have here. Coach, I'm offended. How you say I'm fair? Yeah, that's exactly what you. No, I'm not apologizing. you, we were struggling. You went into hiding. So now we've won the trophies. You're out. And
He
yeah,
was
the championship manager won us the trophy. By the way.
the championship. Yeah, he was getting the bus organized. I know him. He was getting the bus organized,
Yeah, I think
tickets.
yeah, because he's the panic bus driver. He was the one telling us the biggest mistake was to hire a championship manager and put him under such pressure. He was the one. He was the one that said that. Now you're getting offended. You're lucky I love you, bro, because you don't leave receipts. That's the thing. A round of applause too for winning the competition with the youngest player, yeah, squad, so to speak. I will celebrate every. I think it's worth it, really. Next season, when we hit second in December, we won't drop. I don't think so because yeah, we will be much more, much better equipped than we are this season. Man, it's gonna be crazy, really. I think we need to have a conversation who leaves because I don't think we keep everybody. I think a
Yeah.
winger has to leave too. Just get us a Mateta, and I like Mateta really. I don't know why we're not looking at him. I like him, or he has excellent ball control for his size, really.
Yeah, he's good. He's got a good hold up play. He's very strong. Obviously, yeah, he would be a great addition as well. But I mean, it's good. All of us. Another thing people keep forgetting: they're naming players this, that, that, that. But this is not FIFA. It's real life. These players have to want to come. They have to be available. Their clubs have to want to sell them. It's not that easy. Like just saying, people want Gyökeres. I want him too, but Gyökeres, maybe they've inquired and he might not want to come to Chelsea. So people have got to realize that you can't say everyone, why aren't we getting him? It's blah, blah, blah. But those players have to want to come as well. A lot of things have to fall in place for that to happen as well. So it's not that easy. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because I see people saying, if we don't sign Gyökeres, it's a complete failure. And uh, well, those players have to want to come first of all. We know
Yeah,
Osimhen, he wants. I think he wants, but the pool for the big money is too much for him, so he prefers that. Gyökeres, we don't know. Does he want to come here? He might not want to come to Chelsea. He might want to play somewhere else. In another team. He might not like Chelsea. You just don't know. So there's a lot of variables that people have to keep in mind. It's not FIFA. It's real life.
yeah. Unfortunately, people don't pay attention to that. Look, he's saying lies. That reminds me when my kids start fighting. Who
Lies,
did?
lies, lies.
Yeah, who did it? So if the other person starts speaking, the other person will be screaming lies, lies, lies. So you don't hear what the other person is saying.
It's amazing. Kids, once at that young age, they start to lie so quick, and they just love lying. My son as well.
Yep,
They just
you
started
have to
lying
pay.
out of nowhere, and he loves doing it. It's
You have to
crazy.
pay attention to handle them quickly so they know it's not good. I will
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
check my. Please check soon and get back to us. Greetings to the Coolest Chess Podcast. Saying hello to you there. Big up, Coach. What do you think about Mbeumo? Maybe I haven't been paying attention to him. I think he's a Premier League player. He's, you could say, built for the Premier League, but I'd rather what's his name? What's the other guy we talked about? Gosh, why can I not remember his name? We just talked about him.
Better.
Mateta, yeah, I'd rather Mateta than Mbeume, but that's just me, honestly. Check David Austin. Okay, let me check in a bit. Dante, you just made me laugh when you said it's not. All right, Dante,
Yeah,
let's talk about the game while we go news hunting. How did because the truth remains, forget the excuses that the former Man City manager is making. I think Maresca did outsmart him. He
yeah,
outsmarted him, honestly. Uh, how did he beat him? Because it wasn't like if the game ended like 2-1, 3-1, but 4-1, is 4-1 is smashing, really. 4-1, it wasn't close, irrespective of how we finished the first half or the fact that we considered first. The score line is reflective of the fact that we were the better team overall. But let's hear
yeah,
you.
yeah. Look, and I talked about with Rich Moneymakers in private chat about this. We were talking about the game because he messaged me some stuff, and I did say, look, I think uh, I think we're going to if we score, especially in the second half. Betis is a team that likes to play open, and that's going to be a problem. But the other big problem they're going to have is fitness. Their fitness is never good. Is never going to stack up to quite the Premier League sort of fitness. and I knew they're going to have a problem doing that for 90 minutes. Especially, they went pretty hard. Look, you got to credit Pellegrini. He did very well in that first half. I think he got it right.
No, he's a smart manager.
He's a smart
You can
manager.
say,
He's got it right.
yeah.
But unfortunately, I knew they can't sustain that 90 minutes, and I knew the second half they're going to run probably out of gas a little bit, as I've seen some of their games where they do. They're never just quite as fit, a lot of these teams, as the Premier League.
And they press a lot.
They press a lot, and then they don't really low block or sit back. They want to try to keep that doing all game, and that just against an English team, that's not going to happen. The Premier League is probably the fittest players around the world. They probably have the more fittest players, as in fitness wise, as to see out games, how much they run, and you can check a lot of data on that. There's a lot of data on that everywhere about that. So they really have they really run hard in games, and they finish games very strong. And I knew that was going to be the problem for Betis in the end. I knew they're going to get overpowered. They're going to get the fitness levels are going to really take over. And you saw that Chelsea, that second half, ran all over them. And also the way they play Betis. They're not a team that can sit back and completely low block. It's just not their style. They don't play like that. Not many Spanish teams play like that.
That's not Pellegrini. He's
yeah.
He attacking football is his thing. I think probably he hasn't won a lot because he doesn't know how to be pragmatic, even in finals, really.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. But I think he's got the right approach and the right tactics. I just think the players cannot execute that at that level for that long.
But you don't always have to play that way. Just like Maresca has proven, sometimes
Exactly.
he doesn't mind winning ugly.
Look, he went for it. He went out all for it. He fought the players. But I knew that second half were coming back. Like I said, I was saying in the chat, I was actually expecting this game to be. I said probably 3 or 4-1 for us. That's what I said. That I think we're going to win this game, no problem. Because I know the way Betis play, and especially balls in the box, especially Rich Money Makers were saying this. They're horrible when you cross balls into the box. They're actually very bad at defending balls in the air, and you saw that they really struggled with that.
When I checked the stats, I did see that. Yeah, they can't defend.
Yeah,
well.
That's the tweak that Maresca would have made at halftime. He put Cole Palmer in a different pocket there. He changed that a little bit around. He went a little bit more attacking, which we needed to. And he told them to, pretty much turn quick and get those balls in and make some runs. And that's exactly what we did. The movement was amazing that second half. But you saw the power. You saw the power and the physicality and the fitness of the Chelsea players compared to that of Betis in that second half. They could not stay with even Enzo. They couldn't stay with Enzo that second half. Palmer, no chance. All the players basically looked like 10 times much more fitter, and that was the case. They overran them in the end, and that was basically what I thought would happen. I knew it doesn't matter if they got a goal lead. I don't care about the goal lead. We're going to score, and they will concede because they will be open, and they're going to go try scoring 2 or 3 goals, Betis, because that's their style. Yeah. No, a Spanish team will never do that against an English team, especially like that in a final, especially at the end of the season. So,
and history showed they had beaten 9 English teams until they met. And Spanish teams have beaten 9 English teams, but that ended the moment they met a Chelsea team.
That's different teams, coach. You're talking about.
No, I understand. That's why I said Spanish.
Yeah. Not Betis though, just to make it
clear.
No,
not specifically Betis. Yeah.
But look, they beat Real Madrid and they drew Barcelona this season, and I think with Atletico Madrid as well. So, so they still did very well against those teams. But I think Maresca definitely did it amazing at halftime, taking those players off that he needed to, making those changes, and. Yeah, I knew they're not going to sustain it. Pellegrini, if you don't sit back and low block that is not sustainable for Betis. They're going to run out of juice, and they don't have the best depth either. So once they started going in their bench as well, it's pretty much over for them. So not very happy with the win, but I thought it would be in the end. I thought if we do win, we're going to win by quite a few goals, and that's what happened. Thank God that happened.
Yeah, my goodness, Madueke was horrible yesterday. Jesus Christ. Even Pedro Neto. Next season, can we get the guys to play the full 90 minutes, not 45 minutes to 20? I'm not sure. I get that. Maybe it's missing a bit of context there. Okay, I don't speak French. No, I don't. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Anything else to address here? What do we have here? Thanks for the correction. That's why we're here. So let's go some updates to look at here on
Just to
Liam
add to that,
Delap.
what IB said there, coach, if we
Mhm.
play the 45, yeah, we have been slow starters. And in this game was very, very,
Oh, okay. Is that what he's saying about?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Look, we were slow starters, but I think that's got to do a lot with nerves. A lot of some of the young players. I mean, you saw Gusto and some of those players that came in. The nerves were there. Maria Shields, they were quite nervous. They needed to settle. And even Maresca said after that was not the game plan. That's not what we talked about. That is not how we wanted to play that first half. Uh, the the boys were a bit, yeah, they were a bit leggy. They were a bit hard to start, but I think they were a bit nervous. It got to them a bit of the pressure, and they really went a bit in their shell, and they were very sort of passive and not doing what Maresca really wanted to do, which was go a bit higher up the field and press a bit more onto Betis. They let Betis have a bit of the possession that half of that, especially that first 15, 20 minutes. So Maresca said that, that's something he has to look at next season. They really need to improve on that. I mean, yeah, but this is what happens. They're a very young team. This is what's going to happen. They get that pressure, and they want to start. They want to start safe, and there was a lot of safe passes. Gusto was way too safe, and that's why he got caught out. It was just he didn't know. You can see he was quite nervous. So look, it's going to happen with the young team. That's going to get better and better. You won't see that as much next season. I'm pretty certain of that. That's going to definitely out of their system now, because qualifying and winning that cup makes a big difference.
Yeah, he does in so many ways. And Matthias Cunha, okay. Leave our target, okay. And Ekitike was your target, okay. We don't have money. You got money. You're for Champions League. So what else? Whatever you say there. So let's look at this update here. That is Vince quoting David Onston, and the report reads: sources at teams, including Manchester United, Newcastle United, Everton, Nottingham Forest, AC Milan, and Juventus, are speaking on the condition of anonymity to protect relationships, of course. Say they are now aware the lab is heading elsewhere. One name that okay, that's not mentioned in the report here is Chelsea. Okay, that makes sense. You should target big strikers like Osimhen, Gyökeres, not Delap. Okay, so leave it for you, so you can get it for cheap, right? Liam Delap suitors are being informed he's not joining them amid a preference to sign for Chelsea. So it looks like he's headed to the bridge. And then the question now is, who's the next striker we're going to sign? Since we've been told we're signing two strikers, Italian excellence at Chelsea, except for was the Tinkerman. He didn't win anything as our manager. Okay, let's see. Carlo Ancelotti, Premier League, FA Cup, and Community Shield. Vialli, Gianluca Vialli, League Cup, Cup Winners' Cup, Super Cup, FA Cup, and Community Shield. 5 trophies, I remember. Robert Di Matteo, Champions League and FA Cup 2. Antonio Conte, Premier League and FA Cup. Who else? Mauricio Sarri, Europa League. Enzo Maresca, Conference League. Well, one person didn't win here. What's his name again? Tinkerman. What's his name?
Ranieri.
Ranieri. Yeah, he didn't win anything as Chelsea manager. The only Italian manager that didn't win anything. So yeah, I was praying that that Enzo Maresca don't become another Ranieri, but yeah, I'm happy. Anything else? Yeah. I don't think there's anything else to share here. I think we should be rounding up soon. Except if you have any questions and you're in the comment section, ask us. Ancelotti, yeah. No, I wasn't looking for Ancelotti. Ancelotti won how many trophies at Chelsea? Is it 2?
2, the double, yeah. Did the double that season.
Yeah, and the Community Shield, yeah. And got fired the following season. Wow. Chelsea are leveled £1 billion bottle jobs after losing the Carabao Cup final to Liverpool last year. No one can accuse them of that. Now, you cannot. I know some are downplaying the importance of the trophy, it don't matter to me. But had we lost this game, yeah, the 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 talks will be how we spent that much money and couldn't win it, But I'm just happy we won it. If you have any questions and you're in the comment section, drop a like, drop the question there, and we'll try
So it's
to address it.
just about the strikers. You said we've been told that we're buying 2 strikers.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that. I haven't seen the club say that or Maresca say that. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen it anywhere. And I'm not sure if you've seen it somewhere, but I think that's just rumors and reporting, like from sources that I don't know, some of the sources, but I can't believe it, to be honest. I don't. Do you really think we're going to sign 2 strikers in this window?
Honestly, I don't know. It's easy to believe that we're going to do that because we were told that we're going to sign an important number 9, and I don't see Delap as an important number 9, except if you see it from the perspective that we do need a number 9 there, but
Yep.
I'm not sure what to make of. It looks like Delap to Chelsea is happening.
Look,
Honestly,
the
so
only thing
what
that
does the number?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
go
only thing
ahead.
that we've been told that we're going to buy number 9, like you say. We're going to buy a left winger, a right-footed left winger, or plays on the right, doesn't matter. We need a right-footed winger and a centre back. That's the only 3 I've seen from come from basically the horse's mouth, that we're going to actually sign those players. Let's not forget we've signed Omega from Strasbourg. He's coming next season, but we've signed another striker there, so Omega will be coming next season. So we've got another striker coming in next season. So I don't I don't think we'll sign 2 strikers. I don't see that we're going to sign 2 strikers. It doesn't really make too much sense, unless, of course, Jackson is leaving. Then, of course, or he's not playing as a striker next season at all. Then maybe, but I don't see us signing 2 strikers. I'm not sure that would make sense, signing 2 strikers with Jackson there as well. And Guy, let's not forget Guy's still there as well, unless he goes out obviously on loan. But
And Maresca likes him. I think he stays.
Maresca likes him. I think he liked him because, in the Conference League, yes. I don't know if he's going to play in the Champions League, to be honest, as much. But it's a shame. Look, this would have been it would have been good to look at him at the end of this season and more in the Conference League. But unfortunately, he got injured, so we haven't seen him, because he was getting much better. Yeah, he was getting better and better. But unfortunately, we haven't seen him. So just bad luck for him. But yeah, I'm a bit wary about that 2 strikers. I don't see us signing 2 strikers, to be honest. I think they're gonna go for 1 striker and then a winger. It doesn't really make too much sense saying 2 strikers when you already got 1, 2 at the club, and then signing another 2, and then you've signed another one that's coming in at the end of next season. Even though Omega might be just to wrap him up and then a business, basically more of a business deal, and then maybe sell him next season. We don't know that. It could be just business, but it doesn't make sense yet signing 2 strikers this window. I don't see that happening, to be honest. And like
I
I
think
said, I haven't
that's a
seen
good
anyone.
argument.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't see it. It doesn't make sense. Not if you're keeping Jackson and Guy as well. That's too many strikers.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Fabrizio is saying 1 striker, and Ben Jacob is saying 2. Wow. Okay. Let's see. A lot of reports we probably need to wait until window opens. I think I agree with, but Dante makes a solid argument right there. To be honest, I think 1 attacker. We need just 1. We don't need 2. 31 likes. Come on, everyone. Please hit the like button and I'll share, and also do subscribe. Sharing is caring. Let's see if we can get it to 35 because we'll be rounding up soon. Because I know Dante will probably run soon once his boy wakes up. There will be enough games next season, starting from the Club World Cup. We couldn't have asked for a better preseason
Okay,
given
it's
the fact.
nighttime now. He's gone to sleep. No, he doesn't
Oh,
wake
okay,
up for the next
okay,
9 hours. He's sleeping.
yeah, yeah. We should stream for 9 hours at this stretch. All right, second striker will be Ugo Ekitike. It sounds like it, but let's see what happens. Then to look at what the numbers tell us, we did outperform our XG.
Yeah. We did.
Wow. we finished with an XG of 1.32 and we scored 4 goals. 1.07, not a bad performance for them on the day. It's just that we outplayed them, especially in the second half. And possession, I knew that was going to be the case. And that video, I was so confident we would beat them because what the numbers say quite a lot.
Yeah.
We defend better, we score a lot more goals than them, we create a lot more chances than them. They don't score too many. The only thing they have over us is their pressing, which is, you could say, somewhat an advantage to us, because if you come at us, we will bypass that. And we did that on occasions yesterday. Wow. It's good. Total shots, 11 shots, 13 from them. Big chances, 4 for us, 1 for them. I think I don't have everything there. Yeah, I'm looking. So let's see. Yeah, look at it. Before us, they had drawn 1, 2, 3, 4. Before us, they have 4 in their last 5 games. They drew 4, lost 1. So everything I looked at the time did point to us emerging as the winner. But of course, I knew that you can't script football, but it was just so obvious that we're beating them, and we did beat them convincingly. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
what
Yeah,
does that? Yeah, go ahead. What else
yeah, I
does the
agreed.
numbers
Like,
tell us? Yeah. Yeah.
we
Okay.
see the game very similarly, me and you, coach. So yes, we do. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that as well. I was still very confident that second half they're gonna get turned over, and for the reason I explained earlier, I knew we'll make a comeback. I wasn't too
I
worried
wasn't
about it.
concerned. Yeah.
No, I wasn't
And
concerned
you
either.
could
So I
argue a
knew
big part of the plan was to wear them down.
100% it was part of the plan.
Mm.
Yes, and they can't. Like I said, their fitness, those level, they can't sustain that. You wear them down. They score a lot of goals in the first half as well, because that's when they play at the energy. They go hard from the start. They do have good attacking players. They got 3 really good attacking players. So they're always going to get a goal. But really, other than that, they've only had 2 chances, I think, good chances, 1 big chance only. So, I mean, we still kept them pretty quiet. I mean, Anthony basically ate Anthony. No, sorry, Cucurella ate Anthony. He did absolutely nothing in the game. Like we said, he's going to pocket him 100%.
Anthony
There's
this,
levels
Anthony
to it, and
that, Anthony
Anthony's
this, Anthony that.
yeah, it's all about Anthony. He's gonna absolutely
Mm-hmm.
score a hat trick against us. I'm like, he's probably not even gonna get a shot against us with Cuckoo marking him, and especially Cuckoo having that defensive assignment on him. Cuckoo didn't go forward at all, if you noticed.
Yeah,
He
he
had that
did.
yeah. So he had the defensive assignment on him, and when you put Cuckoo to do a defensive assignment like that, well, he shut down way better players than Anthony. So. Uh, I mean, Anthony's been good. Give him credit. He's been good at Betis, but that's the Spanish league. It's a bit different. He couldn't do that in the Premier League, first of all. So it's a big difference. So yeah, he absolutely ate him. Like I said, he ate him up. He's had nothing, 0. Yeah, so I knew that he's going to completely shut him down. So I wasn't worried about them creating too many chances, Betis. And give credit to Jorgensen as well. He did a couple of great saves
He
when
was
they did have a
brilliant.
chance.
You could, had it not been for his brilliance, the first half could have ended with us 3
2-0
goals
down.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the last at the end of the first half, yeah, that a brilliant save, awareness, and yeah, that was a brilliant save. So give him credit. But the way he played with his feet all day as well, how comfortable he was with the ball at his feet, especially when they pressed that first half as well. He wasn't phased. The passing was spot on, all the long balls, all the short balls. He really had a really, really good game of Jorgensen. I think he's underlooked in that game. People are saying that, oh, no, not really. He didn't do nothing. Well, no, he did.
He
When
did
he
a
was
lot.
important,
I'd give him man of the match, really. Because in all honesty, had we finished the first half 3 goes down, it would have been a lot more difficult to come back and then win it. Because we'd
yeah,
risk
2-0 down would have been a little
we
bit more difficult, but I still would probably would have come back, even though,
yeah,
like I
but
said,
here's the thing. We're
it would have been
speaking,
just harder, yeah.
yeah, we you could argue they could have had more opportunity to score more in the second half because we'd be all out to score
Even
more
more
under
open, yeah.
pressure.
We would have been
Yeah,
maybe a bit more open,
yeah,
yes,
exactly. So
yes.
we managed that one goal that they scored against us very well, and did well not to concede a second. But kudos to Jorgensen. Honestly, that except especially that one angle 90 that he reached. I thought he was going in. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It was a perfect
Some
shot.
question.
Yeah.
Go
It was a
ahead.
smart one, that one shot, yeah, and he had
Yeah, it
to
was.
run back a little bit too. So yeah, that was an
Mhm.
amazing save. People don't give it enough credit. But like I said, just also the passing the ball around, and the way he kept possession away from them as well. Yeah, he had a really top game in my opinion as well. 100%.
Yeah. Just quickly, when would the transfer window open? Is it
First
open
of
already?
June. 1st of June.
1st of June. Even okay. Usually it opens what time? September, July, July ending.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks difference, coach only.
Only 2 weeks difference. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So
sure it's just 2 weeks difference, something like that.
yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Remember, I told people that Adrian is owed no way. We should fail to score against a 38-year-old. Goalkeepers usually their age isn't this a sign that they're gonna be poor. The older actually, the more tough it be to score against them. Honestly, that's my opinion anyway. Bobby, big up and welcome to the panel. I do hope you're doing well. Let's hear you, Bobby. Who would have thought that we'd finish the season uh, fourth and also win the Europa League? I know a lot of us believe we can do it. Majority of the fans uh, didn't believe we can. Some actually knew that it's a possibility, but just wanted us to lose so that they'd say, "We told you." The manager is a championship manager, isn't good enough. The owners don't want to win. Just to be proven right. But let's hear you, Bobby. Big up and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, big up, coach. Big up, Dante. What do we say? The
Bobby?
morning after the night before. Look, um, I, it was always going to be difficult. You know, we are a young team in development and in the
Hmm.
process, but we had targets, and Maresca met his KPIs with with flying colors. I remember on your platform the last time I was here, just after we had qualified for the Champions League. You know, I descriptively did mention something that, you know, our usual gaslighters want to skirt over, is that we finished a clear fourth. We finished top four, not even top five. We finished top four clearly, 3 points ahead of Newcastle. Aston Villa was nowhere. Forest was nowhere. These were the three teams that they kept saying will push us out, and
And
they
we
never
earned
did.
it.
They're behind us. Only 2 points behind Man City, and if we want to even be more pedantic, we could say only 5 points behind second place Arsenal. Look, I find it astonishing the level of, I'll say it again, gaslighting and minimizing coming from media. It's laughable. You know, the oh, they spent £1 billion lyric has is a waste of time. It's burnt out, it's run its course, it's a worthless statement. Because in truth, this is a team that was rebuilt from scratch. Let them not forget what happened to Chelsea Football Club after the two sanctions on Roman Abramovich. A club that was sold for nothing, really. The money that was that was raised from the sale of the club, who knows where that is? It's still a mystery. But you know, we were brought down to our knees. We had to rebuild. And these guys, they tried it in their inexperienced state because they were hurried to make this purchase. Then they, for part of the, well, indeed, all of their first year, then they switched direction and went for this model. And the model included youth. Let's not forget this. This was the youngest football squad in Premier League history. History. Many a time fielding teenagers, many a time fielding a squad who, on average, who at times the oldest player on that field was 27 years old, and most of the time the oldest player was 24 and less. I mean, you've got to give credit where credit is due. This was a difficult process in a Premier League season that, relatively speaking, everybody was quote unquote inconsistent. Liverpool was perhaps more consistent than everybody else. But in all that, we stood our ground. We were never out of the top four or top five. We lived there all season, even with this small squad, which, mind you, were hampered by the injuries they had to key players yet again. Now, it wasn't as bad as the season before, but it was bad enough. Especially after January, when we lost all our strikers, you could argue that maybe we should have got a striker then. But let's just say, for the sake of economic management, it has turned out to be a good move that we didn't. But we lost all our key strikers. We lost major defenders, and at some point, even one or two from the midfield. I mean, what has happened with Chelsea deserves a lot of praise. It really does. It wasn't easy. They got to where they're supposed to be. They're back in the Champions League. And whether people want to minimize it, oh, it's only the Conference League. Yeah, right. But you're in it. And if you're in it, you got to win it. And we did just that. And not only have we done that, yet again, Chelsea make history. We stand with tall today. The only club in European football that has won the damn lot. We've completed that set. We've even won trophies in Europe that are now defunct, which is the Cup Winners' Cup, which some people who haven't won that will never win. So, look, we've got to be proud of our club at this point in time. I think we've done well. The domestic trophies, they will come. You can't do everything with children like this, but we've given ourselves such a solid platform. Chelsea Football Club is a remarkably attractive proposition now. We can get players from anywhere and everywhere, as long as within reason they fit into whatever wage structure we will have for them, especially the strikers. We'll have you. Thank you very much. If not, well, bye, Felicia. We don't need you. It's your loss. This is a
Mhm.
club that everybody will want to play for, honestly. We've got people coming in already that we've forgotten we've bought already in midfielder. I've forgotten that guy's name, Siog, or there's one that's
Let's
starting.
do go.
No, there's Siog, another, I've forgotten his name, some midfielder. There's another one starting, I think a winger starting, although in 2026. We've got Santos coming back. Yes, we do have Esteval Williams, but I keep mentioning with caution, I think that kid's going to need time. He needs to settle in. And we've got to get our transfer business early. We've got to. I hear we're being linked with Delap. Listen, I'm looking at if we get Delap and Gyökeres, I'll be very satisfied. Another area, people keep talking about the defense, but I think another area that we're overlooking, certainly in the fan base, that seriously needs covering is the left back position where Cucurella plays. We've got to have someone in rotation because look, the sheer number of games Chelsea are playing and will play from the World Club Cup. Then we've got the Premier League again. We've got the Champions League, the domestic cups. It is going to be a horrendous schedule with little or next to no rest, continuous. We have to have duplicate players in every position at the very least. So we've got to look at the left back position. And I'm thinking we're now in a conundrum with goalkeepers because I've got to say, and I will say the unthinkable. Last night, Jorgensen didn't do himself any harm. He's a very young keeper. Um, uh, Towards the end of the season, I've got to praise Sanchez. If Sanchez performs like that and doesn't make those donkey mistakes, um, this guy's in the reckoning. You know, he certainly has made an argument now. Then we've got Petrovic returning. Penda's okay. He can get away with being too young, but he's, you know, our goalkeeping situation is an almighty headache now. Because we got a load of good goalkeepers, and it'll be very interesting to see who they will choose to go into this season. That they're already writing us off. ESPN, all these media outlets, Sky, all these. Bobby, your language. All these on TV, so-called pundits, and that, you know, they're writing us off already. Okay, right on, right on. I think if we get our transfer right, we're going to shock a lot of people. And don't write us off from doing something in the World Club Cup or indeed the Champions League. That's our trophy, remember?
I hope they write us off. I hope they write us off. Houston, I remember even some of our own fans saying we're not going to win anything for the next 5, 10 years with these owners. Yeah. Dante, I'll have you answer the question on the screen. I'm tired of answering it, so we can read what else we have next. And if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. We'll be paying attention. I think we're seriously moving with Chelsea are moving with serious speed. It looks like the Liam Delap deal is on the verge of being completed. Actually, if we believe what we're seeing out there. But go ahead, Dante. Let's hear you.
Do I really have to repeat this again?
But guys, sorry, if I can just add to that. The Delap deal, honestly, if it's on the table, we've got to do it. He's only 30 million. He's a young
Exactly.
guy. You
Yeah.
know, we've got to bring him in. But we have to bring another Finnish striker, honestly. And we can afford to push Jackson to the left. You know, Jackson, yeah, last night, yeah, he scored, but I think that second action of his just showed us, mate, we need a striker. I think we've seen enough.
We do.
God bless
We
him,
do.
but you know,
Even if he put the, even if had he actually, even if he did put that one away, I'd say he needs at least competition. He
yeah.
needs someone uh, that can do what he does. Because you could argue, the truth remains, even not an argument. Actually, it's a human thing. It's a fact. When you don't have competition, you do take things for granted, even when without knowing. Um, and he does come across as the sort
So,
of
so
individual that feels like the number one position is his own.
yeah, I mean, sorry to elaborate the point. I mean, that thing, if he had tried to pass it, or at least take a shot or done something to lob the keeper, it would have been more acceptable than what he did. And what upset me so much about that was it seemed he was copying what Gusto did. Do you remember? Was it in the Liverpool game? Was
Yeah,
it in the, you know, it was hilarious. I thought, does you see, you can always trust Jackson for a donkey moment. You know, you've got to. I'm not saying it in an insulting way to him. I'm trying to describe the clumsiness of what he does from time to time. We don't need that anymore. We're walking into the arena now, the real arena now. We've got to have some solid output from the striking positions. So he does need that competition, and he does need to be shifted out to the left because I think he does his better work there and allow the real strikers to play down the middle.
yeah. Dante, sorry we didn't allow you to answer the question. There you go. You have your time now.
It's all good. Yeah, look, Jaja Jones. I haven't seen him before. Have you, Coach? Someone new?
Who?
The
Oh,
person
the
you have on the
name
screen,
Jadon
Jaja
Jones. I
Jones.
don't remember. I maybe I don't. We don't. Maybe it's not constant. But
Big up anyway. Welcome.
yeah,
Um, yeah, Jaja. Look, Victor Osimhen. You know he wants the bag. He wants 250 net. That's like 470 in England with the tax bracket there. So 470 pounds a week is a bit too much. So we talked about it earlier. You know, the club probably gave him put an offer on the table. We probably gave him an incentivized contract like we have most of our contracts. He can earn really good money, but he has to come and score a certain amount of goals. hit targets, do well in the Champions League. It depends how we finish the season. But unfortunately, Victor has other things in his mind, other priorities, and there's nothing wrong with him going for the bag and the money. I mean, he's entitled to that. If that's what he feels is right and that's what he wants to secure that, because it is, it's money you're not going to get anywhere in Europe. So I have no problem with him going there. But I think that's much more on his mind than actually joining Chelsea and really earning that money through performance bonuses and winning things. I think he would rather go get paid a lot of money and pretty much set up his fortune and his families for a very long time. So no problem with him doing that, but he's not joining Chelsea. There's no way he's getting paid that. Not just at Chelsea. There's no probably club in the Premier League that will pay him that. Probably not in Europe. No one's going to pay him that close. So
I mean, how many
yeah, it's
clubs
not
have we
happening.
heard that
He's
are
going to end up at
interested
Al
in him?
Hilal. Well, we haven't heard anyone that's really
No,
interested
we
in him,
haven't.
to be
Yeah,
honest, in
exactly.
Europe.
That's the point.
We
So
haven't heard
because
of
he
Real
is asking
Madrid
for
or
a lot.
Barcelona, Man City. They're the only ones maybe that can pay that salary, like a Real Madrid. But they're not. If it was maybe a free agent, but they're not looking at him. No one like that is looking at him. There's no one in Europe that will pay what he's asking for. If he's asking for that as gross, yes, but he's asking that as net. Net is before tax, and like I said, in England, the tax bracket is quite high. Just like in Australia, I think it's 45%. Bobby might know a bit better, but I think nearly 50%. So it's basically double that. So if you do the maths, you're close to £500,000 per week. That is not happening for Victor Osimhen in the Premier League, and definitely not at Chelsea.
And the truth remains, if he's willing to work for it, I think we're willing to pay him. Yeah, work for what you want to earn. We don't have a
I
problem
still
with
don't
that.
think they would pay him that much, coach. They would not pay such a salary. They're not going to pay 400. Say, I'll
But
round
at
it off
least
a
we
little
can
bit lower.
offer something
£450,000
considerable,
per week.
right?
They're not going to pay him 450,000. There's no club that will pay him that, and a big transfer fee. People are forgetting the transfer fee, agent fees as well. On top of that, that all of a sudden rises to one of the most paid in the world players. Is he that?
Yeah.
I don't see that, unfortunately. I don't see him being that type of player. He's very talented. He's got a lot of passion, shows emotion. We saw that. He hasn't really, he's won the Scudetto. He had a great 14, 15 goals, 16 goals per season in Italy, France. I mean, that's pretty average numbers. But yeah, look, he plays with passion. He plays hard. We could definitely use him. He'll be really a good addition. But for the reasons I mentioned, it's just not going to happen at Chelsea, unfortunately.
Yeah. For Mr. Romano, it's important that Chelsea are prepared to seal Liam Delap deal soon after positive talks with the striker again this week. Delap gives his preference to Chelsea project. You could argue more importantly because, yeah, he works on the Enzo Maresca at Man City. This says also the players have the World Cup at the end of next season. Uh, these players will have enough football to play, but at the club, to be more specific, that none of them would want to sit on the bench. Victor Osimhen, I don't think will happen. You're a Chelsea fan. Welcome to the community. Jar Jones. We ask of you is to keep it civil. Here, your opinion matters. Okay, from Tobago, Chelsea are closing in on Liam Delap deal as details of the terms of the long-term contract are being completed by agents, according to Fabrizio Romano. So it looks like we're getting that one done. Even if we're going into next season with just Liam Delap, Jackson, and Mark Gui and Cuenda comes in, Estevan William and Andrea Santos, I think will be fine. But so let's see. I don't mind Victor Osimhen on a season loan. He will help us to hit 80 points plus next season. Even on loan, he's not going to be cheap. Jaja, welcome to Chelsea Perspective. Nice to see you. And the blue tiff again. We have to be mindful of the UEFA Champions League clause in the players' contract. We don't do that. Bally said openly there's no such thing, and they're smart enough not to have done that.
That doesn't exist, people.
It doesn't exist. Todd Bally, and I think it was Darko that started that nonsense. which is
Minerals, Darko,
yeah,
all that
all of
mineral
them. Yeah.
cult, the mineral cult, as I
So it
know
was
them.
just something, but I think it was Dalco that started it because Dalco is into clicks. Whatever brings the clicks, he does that. He started it and then he went viral. And then to their utmost surprise, Bali said, "Open, there's no such thing," because it'd be stupid. If they did that, it'd be very stupid. Who was Cole Palmer before we signed him? We know, yeah, I knew he was a good footballer, but I didn't know we were actually going to push to sign him, and I didn't know how good he was going to become at Chelsea. So I don't think he was good enough that he'd have a Champions League clause on his contract, and Chelsea said, "Okay,
Exactly.
let's do it because we like you that much."
We'll forgive you for that one, the
Let's.
blue.
So yeah, so your propaganda there fails. He really did fail, but I don't like that guy. We definitely need new center forward, considering Felix and Nkunku might be leaving. Felix and Nkunku definitely. Felix, that's a chance he stays. Dante, let's hear you.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that one. We know we talked about that all season. What happened? You have your opinion of what happened with it. I have my opinion of what happened with it. So I think he left for a reason, not getting the game time. Like you said, Maresca not playing him. You think he didn't handle the situation well enough. He should have
No, I
played
don't think he
Felix a
did.
lot
Yeah.
more. That's sort of your side of it. I look at it a little bit different. I think he would have played Felix a lot more. I just think I don't think Maresca liked his attitude probably in training, and yeah, he let him go basically because he stopped playing. He was playing him quite a bit, and even bringing him on, playing him. Started playing a couple, and then Felix had a little bit of on social media, a little bit of say some things, and after that, we didn't see Felix really coming on at all in the Premier League anymore. Zero. For me, I think it's been a bit of a pattern with Felix. We know that as well. So I think it's more Maresca didn't play him intentionally, did not play Felix because he wasn't doing the right thing or saying maybe the wrong things behind the scenes to the manager and the staff. Maybe because he wasn't happy, but still, he would have played a lot of football if that didn't happen and he stayed. So I look at it more that way. The type of character Maresca is, I see him being a no bullshit type of guy. And if Felix spoke up and said something wrong, Maresca is not. He's not the type to do that to. He's definitely a no bullshit type of coach, in my opinion. So I think, my personal opinion, I think that's what happened a little bit more than the other side that you think sort of happened. It could be a combination of both as well, of course.
Yeah, but we don't know. We can only speculate, really.
We're
So
speculating, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any questions on in the comment section, drop it. We'll try to answer your question there. The Bluetooth game is saying, my bad. I thought the players or no increase with
It does. Yeah.
they got an increase, yeah, because we made it into that. Oh, is that the one you're referencing? So I thought he was talking about exit clause. So I think he's talking about the pay increase one.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
we
yeah. No,
don't.
I don't know if he meant that or not. He might just be covering his tracks now, but we don't know.
So chances are he's just covering his tracks, right? But here's the
I
Yeah,
think so.
there's
Yeah, I think he's
definitely
covering his
going to
tracks.
be a pay increase to the
yeah.
players.
And do you
20%,
think do
Bobby.
you
Yeah,
think it will cause any sort of issues, Bobby? That's because that's what exactly. Jokes aside, I think that's what Bluetooth game is talking about here. He's saying we should be careful with it, but he didn't, didn't go further though. But I don't think he presents any sort of issue. Bobby, are you there, Bobby? Do you think it cause any
Yeah.
problems in the future? Like,
What do you
if
mean?
they get pay increase for winning trophies, like qualifying for the Champions League? But I think for this one,
No,
qualifying for the first time, you stayed there. If you qualify the next one, it remains where it is.
no, it's not. It's not going to cause any problems. It's being calculated. Eventually, these guys are all on very long contracts, and how they're going to be cemented to the club, or if ever sold for astronomical sums of money, is just this. Their wages will have to go up with the more quality and the more success the club gets. It's only natural, but the club has calculated it within their earnings because of PSR and FFP. These players' wages will be incremented in terms of income brought in by the competitions they qualify for. Now, if they drop out of these competitions, their wages will drop as well. I think it's very smart recruitment. I really do. And the more successful you are, the more money you're going to make. So it really wouldn't matter if their wages go up accordingly. I wouldn't worry about that at all. I really wouldn't. I think it's a very important transfer market period for Chelsea right now. Very important. And I'm keen to see how the sporting directors perform because the ball is in their court now. The world is their oyster now. They've got to make this, I would call, final stage of the squad count. They've got to bring in some very, very, very significant players that will take this team on. The potential behind this team is enormous. It's enormous. Everybody's afraid. That's why they talk about us like this and gaslight everything we do. They are afraid with good reason, honestly.
Yeah. Dante, do you see it becoming an issue in any way?
No, it's a positive in my opinion.
And
It's
I think, just quickly, I think that of Champions League, I think that's something they probably had an agreement in place. They talked about it, say, okay, let's qualify for Champions League, you get this. That doesn't mean every year if we qualify for Champions League, they get that. It'd be
no, it's
stupid if
just
that's the case. I think it's
yeah,
just a
no, it's just
one-time thing because we've been
being or
absent
staying in the
from the
Champions
competition
League.
for a
Yes,
while now, right?
yeah, it's just making the Champions League and then staying in the Champions League. Yes, it'll be. It's not going to go up every year. It's a 20%. That's not. It's 20% from what I read when I think was it Ornstein or Fabrizio. I can't remember. It's a 20% clause. So 20% is not peanuts. So they're going to get quite a nice big bump. 20%. So depends. The ones that are on bigger salary, obviously, it's more. The ones, but even the ones that are on 100,000, 20%, another 20,000. But the ones that are close to 200,000, well, that goes up even more, 40, 50,000. So it's not peanuts. So it's a bit of a rise.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, it's a positive in my opinion. Like Bobby said, it's very well structured. I like this. I like it, especially for young players. It's extremely important to have it like that. I think because the motivation is there and they will not slack off because they know if they fall out of the Champions League as well, for example, next year's, they'll want to keep that 20%. So, and a
Yeah.
lot
So
of the players we don't know, but a lot of the players,
if we drop out, they get decrease.
it goes back 20% down again. Yes,
Hmm.
correct.
So it makes
Yeah.
sense. It's not like every time we get qualified, it goes up 20%. No, then that's when if it is like that, then it become an issue in the future.
And also at the contracts are very heavily incentivized, our contract. So there is a lot of performance bonuses there, individual performance bonuses, goals, assists, and then there's team bonuses, obviously. So there's a lot in those contracts. They made those contracts to be very heavily incentivized. So players really they have that carrot dangling there in front of them. If they want to go get it, they're gonna get really heavily rewarded for it as well. So that's the way they did it because they think that that will be successful and that will motivate the players as well financially, but also, uh, and that obviously brings on-field success as well. So it and helps us with FFP, PSI keeps the wages
Mhm.
down, and but if we're winning, then you've got that gap in PSI and all that you can pay them that bigger money because of your winning. So it's a win-win either way for the players, for the club, for everything, for the future of Chelsea. It's a big win either way. So I see it as a massive positive.
Yeah, thank you so much. And who's this? Lifo says, Republic of South Africa says, if we get two strikers, are we planning to change the style of play or are we preparing for Champions League? You could argue just the latter, I would say, because we need numbers. We need to rotate. And Maresca, I think, is good at rotating, in my opinion. We can we have lots of games to play that one striker alone. If we stick with one striker, we'd burn him out even before mid-season. So
Coach,
it's a huge risk.
we can't just have one striker.
No, we can't.
We are preparing for Champions League. Look, the amount of football, I don't think people really realize the amount of football these boys
They
are
don't.
going to
They
play.
think it's FIFA. They think it's FIFA.
Yeah, there's no break. There's the internationals. There's the short turnaround between the World Club Cup and the league starting. Yeah, they've got a 10-day break right now, but that's just a little breather. I think within this 10-day break, they're going for internationals, aren't they? I think they're off for internationals as it is. So, there's very little time to breathe, and any team in that top competition looking to compete that doesn't have a significant squad with squad depth is going nowhere. So we've got to do this. I think it would be madness to do what we did last season and just go into the season with one striker. You saw what happened, and one semi striker. Even it wasn't even a striker. We can't do that again. We just can't.
Yeah. I think I understand. I think we learn. We should learn from what happened when Jackson got injured. Jackson Palmer, the lap, yeah, good improvement there. I agree with you, Coach.
And
We
Nkunku.
were,
Nkunku
yeah,
was a big letdown because he was
yeah.
supposed to be that guy.
He disappointed, irrespective
We
of whether
did.
you believe the system is the issue. His body language looked off.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Nkunku. I'm very disappointed. As I've said on your platform, I think he owes Chelsea. He started off with a long-term injury and did nothing. When he had the opportunity, he could have risen to the occasion. I don't buy all this, oh, I'm not a striker, I'm not a this, I'm not a that. Then what are you? What are you exactly? I'm always confused. What was Nkunku?
No, Bobby. He said in an interview he wants to be the striker.
Oh, there you go. So, he's been a huge letdown, and sadly, I've got to the point where I can't wait to see the back of him. I was glad he didn't get on the pitch to stink the place out in the Conference League final, because that's what he would have done. That's what he has been doing, and it's unfortunate. It really is. But he's left Chelsea, I think, in a stale manner. He's not. He's let himself down because he could have left this club as a true hero. Instead, he's going to leave this club and people are going to be happy to see the back of him, which is, to me, is very sad.
Yeah, I do. I agree. And you could argue he wasn't patient, wanted to be the main guy. Coach, we were talking about the financial effects of signing Osimhen. So I was reminding everyone of the UEFA Champions League player wage bill too. The H place is waiting for you. More importantly, you you are the director at that place. Let's see. What clause were you referring to? No, the one that's suggested people were circulating at the time. Did suggest that the players, some of them have a Champions League clause that if we don't qualify for the Champions League, that they leave the club. Darko was the one that started it, and then it blew up. Let's see. Ipswich want Margui,
It was
Margui on
Jamie
loan.
Carragher that started that
Oh, was it
nonsense
Jamie Carragher?
on
Okay.
on Sky, and as the usual suspects, they come in with their digs at Chelsea, and they start a rumor mill, and it goes all the way around the horses. I knew it was nonsense from the beginning. No way would Chelsea do that sort of thing with a young, as you rightly said, up and coming player that nobody really knew what he was capable of
Hmm.
until he actually came on the pitch at Chelsea. So absolute nonsense. These are the things like, I sorry to digress, but there's one geezer on ESPN. You just can't make this up, guys. Instead of, oh, well done, Chelsea, you've done a remarkable job with all these young players. Onwards and upwards. Let's see what next season goes for you. You know what this geezer was talking about? Oh, they were as close to being seventh as they were fourth. If they didn't beat all these ifs and buts. if they didn't beat Forest, we would all be sitting here talking a different story. The fact of the matter is they did beat Forest. Did you see Chelsea's running? It was an astronomical task. What was it? Everton. Okay, if taking away Ipswich, which was probably the worst one that we performance that we did, and even then we drew. There was Liverpool, who were champions. They're never any slouch. Then we had the likes of Newcastle, Man United, all these teams, and Man United came out with their full squad against us. Not to mention going away to Forest. I mean, there comes a time where you've just got to sit back and say, look, no matter what I've said it, we've all been frustrated at times with Maresca, this team and everything. But at this point in time, we've got to say, well done, lads. Well done,
Yeah, we
lads.
have to. Yeah.
What is this? Well done. Walk into Stamford Bridge at the beginning of next season and look at the mural. You'll see the complete set of European trophies. Do you understand what that does for this club's pedigree and ratings? God, I mean, I can't get this. It drives me crazy. It really does.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
Bobby,
Uh,
100%. I just got blocked by a couple of season ticket holders for me telling them exactly what you said, but they
yeah.
do not agree. They're saying no, this was all luck. There's no merit to it. It doesn't deserve nothing. And yeah, this is people that go to games, people that actually go to games away as well, home and away.
I,
They
I'm
went to
I'm I'm shocked by that. If I
they
if
went
I
to
know
they
them,
went
I
to
will
Poland. They
join
were in
you.
Poland. They were in Poland
Oh
at the
my
away games,
gosh.
and yet they still think like this.
Oh, it's crazy. I would
Herd
join you and
mentality.
attack them. There's one in particular, coach knows who I'm
Yeah.
talking about. I'm after that geezer like crazy because
You're not gonna
I
hear from him for a while, right?
no, I know. That guy, I think categorically is a Chelsea troll. He comes out with he never ever has anything positive to say. He's always the owners, Maresca. Now his tune
Bobby, that's
before
because he
was
lives at Johnny Minerals, the Minerals channel, and he's the
oh
Minerals accountant. He's known as the Minerals accountant.
oh he must love it there. Oh, that will be his bliss, knocking Chelsea
Yeah,
and Chelsea owners. But we know who they are largely. I'm yet to get these season ticket holders because I'll give them a piece of my mind for sure. I really would rip into them. Oh, what the what? And
you
you
can
go to the
start the guy,
games.
the one you posted that video of. You can start there, go to his channel, and go to the YouTube channel, and they're on there saying that every week.
Oh gosh.
This is war. Let me say this, Dante. Mark Gui to Ipswich Town. I think a good loan for him because, but I'd rather Strasbourg, where I would be guaranteed he is going to be playing.
And
Yeah, look,
the
if
way, the
Ipswich didn't go
style of play.
down, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Go
If
ahead.
Ipswich didn't go down, I would say that yes, but I think them going down, I don't see him going there. I don't think he would want to go there, to be honest.
Yeah, because he's tasted high level football at Barcelona. He was playing in the Champions League for them, right?
Yes, yes. So I
Strasbourg,
don't
Fantastic.
see him going there,
Stra-
to be honest.
Strasbourg would be an excellent loan for him. He'll
Yeah.
get Europa League football, which is very good and up to a step up from where he was in the Conference League. He will
Conference, but they
play.
got the conference, Bobby. I think.
Did they
Oh,
get the
is that
Conference?
the Conference League? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised. I thought they managed to
They're
get
in the
Europa. Okay.
No,
conference
they
league.
lost
Yeah.
one. They lost one important game.
No, they might still get it because Lyon are under some investigation and they might get kicked out. So they might get upgraded to that. But for
Hmm.
now, they qualified for the conference league.
Well, that's
Okay.
okay. I mean, he will play in a system that I am made to understand tries to mimic what Chelsea's doing with Maresca. I would prefer to see him at Strasbourg. And also, the rapport Chelsea is building with Strasbourg is becoming healthy. I don't think the fan base are complaining as much because they're seeing Chelsea rotating some high quality into their team. They're doing better than they ever have. Strasbourg were pants all along. That's their history. Now they're becoming a team to reckon with, such that we were even getting worried that they'll qualify for
Yeah,
Champions League with us. So I don't think the fans are complaining that much. So
they're
I would
not.
prefer that.
No, they're not. They were complaining. They were replicating what some of our fans are doing at the time, clear lake out and all that nonsense, but they're not saying much right now. Jay Money, thank you for that update. I appreciate you. The Bluetooth game, that's crazy. Bluetooth game saying if they hate us now, they're gonna hate us even more this time next season. Our players have tasted blood and now they are hungry. I want to get Bobby to speak about this one first, as Bobby
Yeah,
would always put it, uh, as he would always put it, it would do them a world of good. That
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. You know,
Let's hear you talk about that, Bobby. Yeah,
I want to frame that statement. Who is that? Who's that? I can't
the
see.
beautiful game.
Oh, the bar, of course, of course. You know that is the statement of the day, if you ask me. Look, I don't want to become delusional. You know, I really don't. We've for the past what three seasons we've suffered with this club. Let's keep it real. You know, we've
Mhm.
gone the journey of the rebuild. It's been painful, but that's what rebuilds are, painful. You know, especially when you're doing it from the ground up with a bunch of children. It's never easy, and a whole load of rebelling dead weights that you're trying to get rid of. But you know, we've come to this point where we can really take that step forward. If we do, wow. You've got to be concerned because you have the right squad depth that you can rotate. You've got the base of these youngsters who, as the beautiful game has so beautifully put, they've smelt blood now. These guys have tasted it. You know that taste where, oh gosh, I like this, I need more. You're not satisfied. They're going to become an insatiable machine. You know, Caicedo, Enzo. Yeah, they've been successful in their own right, but with Chelsea, you see, now they are Chelsea. They are the foundation. They are the modern day Lampard and Terry and Czech. That's Chelsea now we're talking. And anything will be built around these guys. And these guys own the dressing room. They own the dressing room. It's now theirs. I think we should be very excited. And if we get Delap and Gyökeres, wow. You know, we've got to make sure we get that left back situation sorted. We
Mhm.
should be excited, and they're scared of us now. This time next season, they could be really eating mud. And if we do something and dare go and lift that Champions League trophy again, we better watch all the bridges in London because some people will be jumping off them.
I think we end up signing Hater. That's what was I gonna ask you? Yeah. I'd like you to speak on the importance of this trophy. This kids won. Qualifying for the Champions League for me, you could argue doesn't carry much weight, but winning a trophy does go a long way. Like Bobby, did speak eloquently about it, and that was why I had to have him go first on that particular topic. But he didn't use the language that sentence. It would do them a world of good. But Dante, let's hear you. Yeah, we won, but
Coach, I didn't use
let's
it because the world of good has already been done. It's been
Ah,
delivered.
yeah.
all right.
Already set in
Okay,
motion.
I take it, Bobby. Go ahead, Dante. Your thoughts.
Um, yeah, look, it's like Bobby said, that feeling. And I'll go to the Champions League first with qualifying. You saw what that meant to the players at the final whistle and in the dressing room.
Mhm.
They celebrated that as hard as they did this trophy. So that that was the kicker. That was the start. That was very important. They celebrated together like crazy that you saw in the dressing room, like they just won the league. I'm happy to see that. I think that's great. And that's what I was talking about those contracts earlier. Yeah, the money side of it, but also because they're such a close knit group with the manager as well, and they all love each other. You see that quite on many occasions. So that kickstarted kickstarted it. But then when you win a cup, yes, all eyes are on you. It is a European final, so every country's tuned in, all eyes on you. Yeah, that's gonna be amazing for their confidence. And next season, like Bobby said, that's really gonna make them even more hungry to win more. They want that feeling, that rush when you win that first trophy. And for a lot of them, look, some of them already won major trophies, but for majority of them, most of them have not won anything. So that feeling, that
And all
rush,
of them winning it with Chelsea, you can say 90% plus of them, because only
yeah,
Rich
look,
James from
and even for
Chalobah has
Rich James, you
won.
put that's important for Rich James to lift that cup as well. Yes, 100% for him as well. So yeah, look, they're going to be much more hungry next season. The experienced players are going to be more hungry. They're going to want to take that next step. The young players that haven't won anything, like I said, they've finally got that taste and they see what it's like, and they're going to want to replicate that. Uh, yeah, look, it's an amazing feeling when you win that first trophy, and you 100 million% want more of that every season after that. You've seen a lot of the great teams do this. You saw that with Mourinho when he first came in. People forget we had a very young squad at the time. We signed some very young players. All those players were very young as well. They weren't that old. That we had a very young squad as well. A couple of experienced players, but majority were all young. They won those first cups, and they just took off after that. Man City as well when they started won that little cup, and then they just exploded the next season because they wanted that. So yeah, 100%. That's huge. It's going to make a massive difference next season, and you're going to see a different group of players. You're going to see them way more confident. You're not going to see that nervousness that we've seen from, especially in first halves and starts. First 15, 20 minutes of a game, you still saw they're quite nervous. They're not quite sure, like we saw against Betis. You're going to see a very different Chelsea next season because of that. It's gonna boost morality by 100%. And yeah, like Bobby said, don't be surprised. They're gonna shock some people next season.
I think they will. They're capable. I've heard people say we're not good enough for the Champions League. Champions League is actually easier than the Premier League. Um, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
European style of football is, yes.
Yeah.
Most teams are not quite as fit. Like I could bring that the English Premier League that have the fittest players. They run the most. They cover the most Ks. The fitness is huge, but just the way a lot of the other European teams play, even Barcelona and Real Madrid, you look at them, they play so open at the back, such high lines. You do that against this Chelsea team playing that style, doesn't matter how good you are. If you play that style, you're going to struggle. We are going to do what we did to Betis. So yeah, look, still a long way to go to get there, but 100% the European football suits much, much better. That's why English teams are always pretty good at it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Jay Money are saying that Chelsea are monitoring Hugo Ekitike, but feel Frankfurt's 84 million pounds valuation is too steep. I think it is. I don't think we'll pay anything close to that, but we could still get a deal done. Yeah, because if we pressure them and we're serious, I think they're selling them to us. Most teams in England would love to be in the shoes of Chelsea right now. Yeah, successful season. Arsenal. We this is we've had a better season than them. We had a better season than them. And did you hear? I was going to ask you if you see that video where Thierry
Arteta, my
Henry
goodness.
he killed that Teta really. Coach, the Betis fans were so loud and rowdy in the first half, and they're crying like babies at the final whistles. Final whistle. If I didn't know better, I would say Maresca is a hustler. Maresca is an excellent tactician. Really, just go away, man. System needs to change, and Shaq, if you say system needs to change, you need to elaborate. Let us know so we can understand your argument and respond accordingly. But just telling us system needs to change, we're not sure what you mean. I have a bit of an idea, maybe the manager's approach. If that's the case, I'd say for what it works. Honestly, big up Kuchila, Constantine Dante, Mabaso Fine. Nice to see you. Big up everyone in the chat. I am super happy. For me, I'm not happy. Yeah, I'm not sure what you want to say there, but I'm just kidding anyway. I am actually tired of the fans that always complain about what Chelsea is doing. Yeah, of course, they can complain all they want. The owners will not change their approach. I told you Kukurea will pocket. Yeah, Anthony. I was never concerned about Anthony. I since we I when we the moment I realized okay they were playing them in the final. I wasn't concerned about Anthony. If I was
Coach,
concerned of anybody, it was Isco. Go ahead, Bobby.
yeah, coach, even Isco. I mean, Anthony. There's so much noise was made. Anthony, Anthony, Anthony. I was like,
Hmm.
what? Why? There was a reason he left Man United,
Hmm.
and we saw that reason last night. I mean, I just didn't understand the buzz. It was excessive. Isco, the same thing. Yeah, Isco is a great player if you allow him to be a great player. You give him time and space, he's going to rule the world. And he had that in the first half. But when we played like we can do, and we stifled him of time and space by taking the ball away, making sure it didn't get to him, he drifted off. I think I don't know what that was. I didn't care because I was like, okay, if that's your go-to guy, good luck with that. My concern yesterday was that um, we were tired out by, we had 48 hours less rest than them, and I thought that perhaps, just as Maresca said himself in his post-match, that we had celebrated a bit too much, and this lousy thing that these kids do sometimes after big games, they go into the next game and they fall flat because they don't play as well as they can. That was my concern. And after that first half, I was worried that we would continue on that vein. But credit to Maresca, he made the right moves. Did you hear what he said that Reece James told him and what
Yeah.
Reece James was
Yeah. Okay. Go
doing?
ahead. Talk about it, Bobby.
Yeah, Reece James was doing the whole John Terry bit. He's even grown as a captain. He was encouraging the players from the sound sideline, trying to G them up. And when he did come on, in the second half, he looked at his manager and he told him, he said, "Don't worry, boss, we've got this. We're going to turn this around." And Maresca was like, "Okay, and he did do that. So that spirit, that Chelsea, Chelsea spirit, it's
Never die spirit.
yeah, that determination, that DNA from the boys of old is being transferred. And once these youngsters get that in them, you're going to see the team that we all have been looking for. I think this team, the stalwarts are Reece James. If he can stay fit, that's just all I'm worried about. And that's why we need squad depth. Definitely Caicedo, Enzo, as I said earlier, they own the dressing room now. That's their club now.
Hmm.
Anybody coming in, you're coming into their club. And they own the culture. They
Just to add to
own
that,
the
Bobby,
yeah,
Maresca said he would play Reece James every single game, 90 minutes, if he could.
yeah,
That he
he
was
would
just
play him
protecting him,
every
right?
single game,
Can I
90
add a
minutes straight.
part? Let me just add something. Let me just
yeah,
tap in.
Tap away, coach.
yeah.
Make
Double
No,
sure
the
you
that
tap
goal's
that
the button
open
yeah.
and
for
go
you.
for the biggest tap in of your life.
You got
No, that he was just protecting him. I think we've always known that was the case. I think he used him sparingly, and he saved him for the critical stage of the season. Actually, when
yeah,
he yeah, and it was brilliant by Maresca. And had he utilized him how people wanted him to utilize him, chances are he would have been done with 5 games left.
yeah, yeah. I think Reece James, fortunately or unfortunately, is such an important player for Chelsea. He's such a good player that we have to tolerate his injuries. We have to wrap him up in cotton wool. He can't be played week in, week out. These people wanting, oh, I want to see Reece James. It's not realistic. That's where the squad depth comes in, because we need to have those players that when he's not there, they may not do. Nobody will ever sort of do what he does, but what they do will be good enough to see us through, because Reece James, I think from here on in, is not going to be playing every game, especially now. I mean, gosh, World Cup, start of the league, domestic cups, Champions League. Nah, we can't do that to him. We can't. We'll lose him. We've got to really rotate him and get the right person in to fill that gap. That's just the truth, guys. That's just the truth.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Dante, I'll catch up with what we have in the chat quickly, and that question on the screen is for you. Can you answer it before I actually roll down?
Very simple. We have more points than them. So we have a lot more heritage in European football than they do by far. So yeah, even though they've they've been in and they've been second, they've qualified, they got to the semi-final, they've still got a lot of points to catch up the way how many points we have, coefficient points in Europe. So
Mhm.
yeah, Arsenal dropped to pot 2, we go straight to pot 1.
Yeah,
That
big
says
boys,
it all. That's
big
it.
boys.
That's it. That's who we. I mean, look at Chelsea's pedigree. I mean, you can't knock it. We've won what is it? What now? 9 European trophies and spread the lot. I mean, you've got to respect that pedigree. It's not the same as Real Madrid, of course not. In terms of Champions League, we're still catching up with the likes of Bayern Munich and so on, even AC Milan. But we're in the we're
Even Liverpool.
well, I don't want to mention them, but yeah, it's true
Mhm.
in terms of that trophy alone. But when the big wigs sit at the table, we're there. Why? Because of the glossary of European trophies we have at the club. You've got to respect that. I don't know why they're all trying to say, oh, it was a Mickey Mouse trophy. Well, it was small, but it was mighty. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it is. I appreciate that, baby. He's saying, okay, you've answered that. Let's see what else we have here. I agree with Coach. UEFA Champions League is easier than the Premier League. I mean, nothing new there, honestly. Let's see what else we have here. There are indications Chelsea will opt against taking up their 25 million pounds option to turn Jadon Sancho loan move from Manchester United into a permanent deal. I don't believe this. I think we're signing Sancho. I think everything comes down to what Maresca tells the board when they get to sit down. But he's practically saying he wants him to stay. Ebenezer, it's still good afternoon to you too. I do hope you're doing well. How Ingrid hits us? Okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. It looks like you use an what's it called translator. I've confirmed that the transfer window starts on the 1st of June. Dante did say the same thing, but thank you for um, confirming too. Big up to you too. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Mo is saying get Delap and another top striker, Yokeres Osimhen, and a defender, Maguehi and Rodrigo or Leao. And it's a 10-10 window, Ansel Jackson, Maduke, and the others. It's not easy signing all those players. I don't think we can get actually 3 out of those players you mentioned, even 3 from any who if you like, count from Leao, count from Rodrigo. I don't think we can get 2 of them actually from that list you mentioned there. Jackson out according to Shaq. Maresca is a hustler. All the Poch fans need to take a step back. You, I really didn't want to talk this. Look at Poch. He said congratulations to Tottenham. He coached us. Didn't even say congratulations to us. I don't want to hear that from him, but that just tells you where his heart belongs or where he belongs, for lack of a more relatable way to say that. Sneaking out players leaving Manchester United. Do you guys think Sancho will go back? He was not going to go back. I think there's a video circulating. Actually, he was telling somebody that he's not going back. In my opinion, Reece James could be a future England captain if Heston, if Thomas Tuchel remains England's manager, 2-3 years, Reece James will eventually become the captain. He likes him that much. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I enjoyed. Maresca told Anthony he's too old. That was a good joke, yeah. Did you see that part, Dante? Michael Anthony.
Yeah,
Tell him
yeah, I
you
saw
guys
that
are gonna
interview.
sign
Yes,
striker. Yeah, I say yes, but
and
it's not
well,
gonna be you something to that
he's
effect.
29, I think. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but it's a joke, really, and a good one, you know. Um, let's see what
very
else
good
we
one.
have here. We need backup for Kukurea. I need competition. I don't want backup. You don't want a situation where Wally Waldo, nice to see you by the way. You don't want a situation where should Kuku get injured, whoever comes in will not be good enough. So quality drops. That's why I even hate using the term backup. I'd rather competition and where Chelsea it should be competition. If we don't have backup options for Cuckoo and he gets injured, we are, yeah, what you say there, we are screwed. But I think we'll sign Hato. It looks like Hato will be the guy we'll bring in. Am I right in saying we've only lost one European final? Yeah, yeah, I don't remember
And
any
that
other
was very
European final we've
unlucky. We should have
lost.
won that one.
The one John Terry slipped in
John
Moscow,
Terry,
right?
that went in. That would have been another Champions League. Unfortunately, everything happens for a reason. But yeah, we were a bit unlucky with that.
That would have been very painful for Roman, his home country, and we
Yeah,
didn't
and
win it.
Terry as
Oh,
well.
it
I mean,
was.
John Terry as well. But
It was a terrible day and a horrible summer to follow because we had all summer to think and agonize about it. It was awful. And the following season, we went and lost the Club World Cup final. Remember that one?
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
So, we've certainly had our fair share of final defeats, that's for sure, not to mention domestic cups. So, when we get our victories, we've got to cherish them.
my goodness. It just occurred to me how painful that would have been for him.
Would have been. Where were you when that happened? It was only 2008.
No, but I was depressed because of that game.
Very. Yeah,
Missed
that
classes
was
at the time.
that
Missed
was
classes because
horrible.
of it.
That was a time where I think it was then. I never liked the media much, but it was then that I decided I hate the media because the way they rallied against Chelsea, you would think Man United were playing some team from another continent somewhere. I mean, it was so heavily biased in terms of the commentary, in terms of the TV visuals. They wanted Chelsea to lose at all costs. Roman did very well. He galvanized the supporters, he galvanized the team, the fan base. It was really backs to the wall stuff in terms of the publicity. And on the match day itself, I think that's one thing he really did sort of live to regret and tried to make up for when we got back to the final against Bayern, and then the penalty shootout. Now everybody blames John Terry. John Terry slipped, and when if he had scored, we would have won. But the one that got us out was Anelka's miss. Everyone forgets that. It was Anelka missing that made us lose, not Terry slipping as such. But it is what it is. It was a very painful day. Very painful day. So all these City fans talking about, they were really upset when they lost. We've been there. We've seen it. And there's no emotion we haven't felt on the European stage or indeed the world stage.
Yeah, City actually thought that was theirs to lose that game. Nobody gave us a chance against them. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What else do we have here? This week we finished 5 points behind Arsenal with the youngest team ever. Great achievement, honestly. And I'm just happy we didn't qualify for Europe because any team did anything for us, did us a favor or not. I could try time that Shaq for saying Jackson. I do not trash talk. I go leave him. You shouldn't. He's entitled to his opinion. We've heard worse and didn't time out people. So leave Shaq alone, please. Okay. Dodgers tweet. Check it. What is it saying? I'm gonna check in a bit. I think we're gonna round up soon. I think we've been talking for
Yeah,
nearly
they lost.
3 hours now. Now, imagine Man United losing. Yeah, exactly. And still went on a parade.
I know. I've DM'd you the World Club Cup schedule, coach.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. They lost to that team and still went on a parade. People were smoking them. Like, what is this? That's shamelessness, really. But I get it. They're trying to. You
That
say
was hilarious.
it's funny, really. And somebody said they they picked a low level team that couldn't compete with them just to make sure they beat them. Even at that, they lost. I think.
Yeah, but
the-
you're talking about basically a semi-professional team they played against.
yeah, and lost, irrespective of what 11 they played. Even though they picked them because they wanted to make sure they can beat them, they still lost. That's funny. I don't know. They're gonna have a serious problem come next season. Really,
They
they will.
certainly have a
They
lot of
let,
rebuilding to do.
hopefully it continues for a long
They
time.
do. Yeah, they do, Bobby. Let me see if anything else has emerged. Yeah. Chelsea are closing in on Liam Delap. That's according to who? Okay. There are indications they Chelsea will opt against taking up their 25 million option to turn Jadon Sancho's loan from Manchester United into a permanent deal. I don't believe that. I think Chelsea will sign Sancho, but that's just my opinion
I
anyway.
agree. I think Maresca really likes him, and
Yeah,
he doesn't complain. He doesn't complain that he's on the bench. He comes in, has an impact, and he's, for me, my opinion, he's our most technical winger. His technique with the ball at his feet at speed. He's our most technical winger. So I think he's a very important player as a squad rotation piece. He's an amazing. You can't go wrong with him, to be honest, for a squad rotation piece with so many games coming up for 25 million. Now he has to restructure his contract, of course, if they do sign him, which he will do because it's a new contract, because his salary is way too high. That is the only breaking point that would be is the salary, because he's on a massive salary at Man
yeah.
United. Other than that, I
If,
think he's
mhm.
fine.
Yeah, Ipswich signaled a desire to take Mark Gee on loan during their talks with Chelsea. I don't know if it's gonna. I'd rather him go to Strasbourg, really. Um, Casuals are telling me Gyökeres cannot play off the left. I don't know him. Let me just stick with I don't know him that much, honestly.
Can play everywhere.
What else do we have here? Parties involved. I think we've read that too. To finalize personal terms for Liam Delap, which are thought to be a formality. If all goes to plan, Chelsea will trigger Delap's £30 million release clause. Wow. I think it's happening. Yeah,
Yeah,
Chelsea are closing in on Liam Delap's deal as details of the long-term contract are being completed with his agent. Uh, Kudos to TalkSport. They released the news first.
yeah, and also, Fabrizio Romano, he said it, that was pretty much the dagger there, because he said what he said, because he talks to all the teams, obviously. So him saying that's pretty much 90% done, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's done practically. Yeah.
yeah,
The
I mean,
question now is, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
to be honest, you can't say, in football transfers, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, in truth. But
Mhm.
honestly, at £30 million and the current climate in which we find ourselves, the attraction of Champions League football, the evidence that the project is working by winning a major European trophy, we would be daft not to complete this deal.
especially when
Um,
you stretch it over a 6-year period, Bobby.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we've got to do the deal. I still want a marquee striker. I think we're going to need that. And I think we can get that for the Champions League. This isn't the time for sentiment. Even Jadon Sancho, there's no way we can't, purchase Jadon Sancho. But if he's going to come saying, I want this and that money, then it's using coach's terms, is bye, Felicia, because
Yep.
we can't do that with him. But if he comes saying, okay, I'll fit into your wage structure, he'll be a very welcome squad depth for the team.
Yeah, his salary may well be salary demands may well be the only reason we decide. Okay, you know what, we're not doing it. I don't know if you have any other questions or any other thing you guys want us to talk about. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. I think it's been excellent discussion. I'm gonna skip quite a few 22 comments. I prefer the
3 hours,
word
coach. Haven't
competition
done one
over
of these for
backup.
a long time.
Yeah, yeah, we need to call it a day very soon. I wanted it wrong. Yeah, I prefer competition as well. Yeah, honestly. But Wally Waldo, nice to see you once again. I do hope you're doing well. What else do we have here? Chelsea would have won their third UEFA Champions League if JT. I mean, I like to move on from situations like that, but it will always come to mind. But that's by the way. Anything else here? 4 years ago today, Chelsea won their second Champions League title against Manchester City. Nobody gave us a chance on that day. 6 years ago, today, Chelsea won the second Europa League trophy against Arsenal 4-1 under Mauricio Sarri. One more history here. It's been 6 years since Eden Hazard played his last game for Chelsea. I almost suffered from depression. Yeah, I liked him so much, but at least he's lived his dream of playing for Madrid. But if anything, it was a nightmare for him. In fact, I was so close to crying when Hazard. Maybe you didn't cry, but maybe something flew into your eye.
I
Plus
think in the
Sancho.
cold light of day, if you ask
Mhm.
him what was the decision he probably regrets the most in his career, that was chasing his dream in principle to play for Madrid.
Yeah, I
I
agree
think
with
it
you.
was a mistake. He should never have left Chelsea. Um,
Uh,
but it is what it is.
Yeah, I do agree with you, really. This here says, plus Sancho had an abundance of Champions League experience, which would benefit us. Yeah, I think Sancho would be excellent for us in Europe. I agree, Wally. Although Marky would cook in the Champions. I don't want him to go to the Championship. All right, Aliza is signing, bro. Is that his and the last nickname? Okay, I think that's his name. Dante, any other thing? Bobby, any other thing? So we can call it a day.
Not
All
for
good,
me.
coach. I'm
All right.
good. Just happy we made it and we won trophies, and the
Yeah,
future is extremely bright. So
it
back this
is.
young team, back this manager, back the club, back the owners, back everyone, and stay with us on this journey. Stop being negative, people.
I
Yeah.
totally
All right.
agree.
We've come to the end of the this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show, and I appreciate you all finding time to join us. Thank you to Bobby. Thank you to Dante for finding time to join us. Thank you to the Blue Tipper Game. Thank you, Mabasa05, Wally Waldo, Siaka Tabejo was here. Ty was also here. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe's us to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Unity, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, the bright lights up the sky. Keep the good times flying high. Soar through every change. I can't wonder ignore. Unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Unity we
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, and before us to there, there was a strong.